do something there. I haven't quite figured that one out, though.
Any idea of what you might like to pursue as a long-term future career goal?
No, I haven't really thought about that, so I'll have to do that.
Is there anything in particular you like to study or a class that you really enjoy?
Yeah, I like science, so biology and stuff. So.
Interesting.
Yep.
Tyler Voss is our Senior Spotlight tonight. And Tyler, it is time on the Senior Spotlight for what we call the Fast Five. They are 5 unrelated questions. Just like to have a little fun with these, get to know our seniors a little better. So are you ready for the Fast Five, Tyler?
Yeah.
Very challenging, I promise you. Number 1, who is your favorite football player of all time?
Emmitt Smith.
Emmitt Smith. That's kind of old school. Why Emmitt?
Oh, he was always really good running back, and he played for the Cowboys. That's my favorite team.
So you're a Cowboys guy. Is that whole family, or is that just you?
Oh, me and my dad.
A tough one last Thursday.
Yeah, it was heartbreaking.
But hey, Prescott looked good. Dak looked good. That's promising. Question number 2: what's your favorite place to eat in Colby?
Oh, Eldo's.
Eldo's. You're going to make one of our sponsors very happy. What's your go-to order at Eldo's?
Pollo Bandito.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. I like Eldo's myself. Question number 3: what pregame ritual or superstition do you have?
I can't really think of one. I always have to wear the same socks, I guess.
Same socks.
Yeah.
Is it the same socks all season, or have you had these socks for a while?
Nope, all season.
All season. All right. Question number 4 in the Fast Five for Tyler Voss. What song are you cranking up to max volume on the car radio lately?
Oh, Pursuit of Happiness, I guess.
Okay. Is that the Kid Cudi version?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. See, I'm hip. I'm hip to the music of today. And question number 5 for Tyler Voss. Aside from the football game, what's your favorite part of homecoming week?
Oh, probably the float building.
Yeah. What's the float looking like this year?
No, not too good. That has never been good.
Well, hey, effort's what counts, and we're going to get a great effort from you tonight on the football field. Tyler Voss, running back and linebacker, is our Senior Spotlight here on the Funk Optometry pregame show. Tyler, had some fun getting to know you. It's been fun watching you run the ball hard and play hard on the defensive side these first 2 weeks. Best of luck tonight and the rest of the season.
Thank you very much.
We'll take a break here on the Funk Optometry pregame show. When we come back, we'll speak with the coach of the Colby Eagles, Reese McKinney. You're listening to the Eagles on Radio, 100.3 The Ride.
So what do you see in your future? Buying the perfect home with a big oak tree? Watching your child graduate from college? Or finding more time for hobbies during retirement? Whatever your future holds, make sure you talk with a Farm Bureau Financial Services agent. Together, we'll create a plan that's right for you. It's your future. Let's protect it. Call Farm Bureau agent David Brown or Andrew Flanagan in Colby or Atwood today.
Dying is one of the few events in life that is certain to occur, yet one we are not likely to plan for. Hi, I'm Jason with Ballman Mortuary in Colby, Atwood, and Oakley. Prearranging your funeral service is a great way to make sure your family is taken care of, even after you're gone. At Ballman Mortuary, we'll help you plan ahead and make sure that your wishes are taken care of from the type of service, monument, and casket you would like. We can set up pre-funding arrangements designed specifically for end-of-life needs. At Ballman Mortuary, we are dedicated to ensuring that your loved one's memories are cherished. See our website at ballmanmortuary.com today for more information.
One of the largest selection of combines in the entire Midwest is right now at your local John Deere American Implement dealer. Now, with the big selection of used machines, they're all clean, they're ready to roll, they have the service and parts team behind them. They're priced to sell with incentives like low combines, plus tractors, sprayers, grain carts, and more at 16 different locations. Contact your local favorite salesman at your local American John Deere dealer. American Implement.
Today on Hey Culligan, better water that cares. Jane's on the line.
Hey Culligan, how can I avoid using all those plastic water bottles that harm the sea turtles?
Jane, our always-on drinking water system helps eliminate the equivalent of 15 billion single-use plastic bottles a year. So, you see, Culligan cares about sea turtles, too.
Aw, plastic pollutes and Culligan cures.
That's catchy, Jane, and totally true.
I'll take it, like now.
Jane, we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test with a local Culligan water expert at Culligan.com.
See your local Culligan dealer, Scheffner's Water Conditioning in Goodland and Colby.
The Reese McKinney Show on the Funk Optometry pregame show.
Pregame coverage continues. It's the Colby Eagles on Radio, 100.3 The Ride, the Funk Optometry pregame show. Moments away from the start of this Week 3 contest at Denon Field between the Colby Eagles and the Ulysses Tigers. I'm Dan Lucero. It's time for our weekly chat with the head coach of the Colby Eagles, Reese McKinney. And Reese, having had a chance to review last Friday night's 26-14 loss at Cimarron, was there one thing in particular that maybe stood out about the performance of your team that night after you had a chance to review the film?
Yeah, I still think we played really well. I still think Tin's a great quarterback, and turning the ball over in the red zone hurts you.
As you look back at the game, they obviously had 4 big run plays for touchdowns, and a couple of those great individual efforts, like you mentioned, by their quarterback, Braxton Harrison. And there are times in this game, whether you win or lose, where you got to tip your cap to the opponent for making a play. But as you look broader at some of the things you want to do against the run as a defense, what were some things that maybe that game exposed a little bit or showed you that you need to tighten up and improve?
Yeah, we had to fix our run fits from the linebackers. I thought the D-line played really well again, but they might have skipped a gap on one of those big runs up the middle, and then the next time we didn't fill. So we had to work on run fits and which shoulder you take on a block so that you're not opening up those big lanes up the middle. We worked on that every single day this week. They've got to see so much defense that they are tired of it, I'm sure. But they're going to get to see it again, and they're going to get to see it again tonight.
Hey, it's the Reese McKinney Show here on the Funk Optometry pregame show. Offensively, you have the big Voss, a 58-yarder, set up your first touchdown. But other than that, Cimarron kept you away from the big play. You didn't have those big splash plays. Cimarron was doing defensively, or was the opportunity maybe there and you just didn't take those opportunities as they came for those big splash plays?
No, I think that's kind of who we are this week, or this year. We're 5 yards, cloud of dust. We got to be physical. That O-line's got to move people off the ball. And then when we get down to the red zone, they've got to tighten it up even more because there's less space. They're really going to have to move people then and get them out of the way. We don't have explosive speed, but we do have a lot of tough guys that work hard. So that's going to be our style of football. We just got to take care of the ball better so that we don't turn the ball over and give them unnecessary errors.
Felt like you would get a good response from this group, though sometimes an early season loss can be a shock to the system, but the good thing about an early loss is you have a lot of time to fix what went wrong. How has this group responded this week in practice?
Exactly how I'd hoped. They've handled their business every day. They put in a good practice every day. Even with the distractions of homecoming, they've came focused, ready to go, no excuses, and back to work.
Talking with the head coach of the Colby Eagles, Reese McKinney, here on the Funk Optometry pregame show. Tonight's opponent on homecoming night, the Ulysses Tigers. They got a brand new coach who knows this terrain a little bit, Nick Fawcett, formerly at St. Francis, coaching from the 8-man ranks, came up to the 11-man ranks. What stands out as different about them in the film you've gotten to review as opposed to the Ulysses teams you've seen the past few years?
Well, they went to a single wing style offense. That's a little bit different than the wing tees they ran in the past, but they're still big up front. They're going to be physical, and they got a couple backs that run that side of the ball. That's what we'll see. And then special teams wise, they like to do a lot of trick plays. I think they scored 2 offensive touchdowns against Scott and had 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns. So we got to make sure we're safe on the kickoff so that we don't give them the big play there.
You don't see a lot of the true single wing these days. You don't see an offense that doesn't list a quarterback as a starter. This team just lists 5 backs, 5 guys in the backfield. What are the challenges of that, and what things do you have to really be secure on defense to make sure that they're not, that misdirect positional things aren't too much of a confusion?
Everyone has to stay disciplined with their eyes. You can't start cheating. You've got to do your job every time. We've told the weak side all week long, you might see 15 straight plays go away from you, and then they're going to pull one back. You've got to stay home. You cannot cheat. As soon as you cheat, they'll catch you and expose it. Secondary is the same way. They might have a 20-play drive, and every one of them's a run play, and then he'll pull it and pass it, and then it's a touchdown. So you've got to be disciplined. You've got to do your job and expect your brothers to do the same.
You had mentioned that, they might run the ball a lot, and that was certainly the case. They did not run a passing play in week 1. They ran 4 passes in week 2. What then do you tell your secondary? How do you keep them engaged, and what is their responsibility against an offense like this?
We still ran pass plays at them. They still did a lot of tech in Indy this week. We're going to have to play man later. We're going to have to play zone later against other teams. So they still went through, saw all the pass routes that they would see this week as they would any other week. So they were still engaged.
Talking with Reese McKinney, the head coach of the Colby Eagles, defensively for Ulysses with a new coaching staff. How do you expect they'll come out and defend you tonight?
Well, they've shown a 4-4. They've shown that if they think you're going to pass the ball, they'll bump a D lineman out, actually a D end, and he'll play an outside backer, and they'll go 2 high safety, play a little cover 4. Other than that, it's cover 3 most of the night. I expect they'll do the same to us.
Do you have an opportunity maybe to get Hunter Vaughn more involved in the running game? He was sacked twice last week. You know he's a good athlete, has the ability to run. Do you think that maybe him on the ground might open up some things for you as far as being able to pick up some larger chunks of yardage if maybe a defense isn't expecting it?
Oh, yeah, you can. I mean, we were expecting it last week, and a quarterback's still hard to account for because you got to account for everyone else in the back end of stuff. And we really like him when he scrambles. So we're hoping he decides here shortly that he he can see those running lanes, and he'll just take off because he is, like you said, he's a good runner. So if the pass ain't there, we've given him a green light, and hopefully if he sees it, he pulls her down and goes.
Last thing for you, Reese, it is homecoming night. It is the homecoming football game. There's lots that goes into the whole week at school and everything around town. The town's all dressed up. There's graffiti in the windows and the whole bit. What is the best part from a football perspective of it being homecoming week and that excitement?
It's the game. I mean, everyone in town shows up. The stadium is packed. It's loud. Your horns blowing and all the colors. And, yeah, it's hard not to have a little Eagle pride when you see all those colors and all those fans up in the seats. So hopefully everyone will come out and join us and pack the house.
Coach, best of luck tonight.
Thank you.
That's Reese McKinney, the head coach of the Colby Eagles. We'll have a break here. When we come back, we'll get you a weather update, we'll get you the starting lineups, and we will get you the kickoff from Denon Field on homecoming night. It's Colby and Ulysses in GWAC action here in your home for the Eagles on radio, 100.3 The Ride.
Jim's finally taking that safari he's always dreamed of, but against Agnes's advice, Jim didn't get his eyes checked at Funk Optometry before leaving. Let's check in.
On the left side, we have the majestic African
zebras. I see them.
wildebeest. On the right,
It's an elephant. I thought their trunks would be bigger.
that is a hippo. They don't have...
I didn't know there were kangaroos in Africa. I need a picture.
Wait, no, get back in the... Hi.
See all of life's big moments clearly. Get your eyes checked at Funk Optometry in downtown Colby, Atwood, and Hoxie today.
Those kangaroos are vicious.
When it comes to agriculture, Farm Credit of Western Kansas and Colby is your one-stop shop for all your credit needs. We offer a variety of loan products, including operating lines of credit, equipment and cattle loans, and real estate mortgage loans with long-term fixed rates up to 30 years. Farm Credit of Western Kansas is member-owned and pays an annual cash patronage, with this year's patronage totaling $3.5 million. Come see us at 1190 South Range in Colby, or call us toll-free at 800-657-6048.
The roof's worn out, and it needs replaced. Who are you gonna call?
Roof Masters!
Roof Masters Roofing at Colby has been your premier roofing contractor for over 40 years, offering free estimates on all types of roofs, as well as seamless rain gutters and vinyl siding. So give us a call today. What's that number, Jake?
462-6642. I think you better call
Roof Masters!
I've been a big fan and supporter for a long time, and the most important thing is the commitment that the company has to the area.
We have benefited from the partnership by better communication in our rural areas, and we've been very pleased with our services from Nextech Wireless.
Our favorite aspect of being a Nextech Wireless customer is just the customer service, the friendliness. We know they're right there and they're going to be reliable and help us out.
Here's a look at tonight's weather forecast on the Funk Optometry Pregame Show.
Well, it has been an interesting 24 hours or so weather-wise here in northwest Kansas. We woke up to gray skies this morning, and weather certainly befitting fall and football, although it is not officially fall, of course, until Wednesday of next week. To give us some insight on the weather today, tonight, and looking ahead to the weekend, here's Decision Weather meteorologist Chris Schromick. Chris?
This is Decision Weather Ag Meteorologist Chris Schromick with your Friday night football forecast. We got quite a change across the high plains here today. As yesterday we saw temperatures that warmed well up there in the upper 80s and 90s, and today we're looking at temperatures that are started off the day around 65 degrees and been falling since then. And it looks like by the time we get to kickoff, we'll be talking temperatures in the 50s and low 60s. You got a north wind that's been blowing and gusting up to 30, 40 miles per hour here to start off the day. By the time we get to the game time kickoffs, they'll be dying down at that 10 to 20 miles per hour and make it a little bit more manageable and pleasant here this evening. But it is going to be chilly. You're going to need a jacket, and overnight low temperatures are going to drop into the low 50s and upper 40s. Tomorrow, you're going to see a big turnaround back up into the upper 80s for afternoon highs, heading towards 90 there on Sunday. And then we got another one of these that will come through on Monday and Tuesday for the last day of summer, first day of fall, where temperatures could be back in the 60s and 70s during the day there for Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and overnight low temperatures back.
Bull. The Cats play here all season long on 100.3 The Ride.
Technology sure has changed since the mid-90s. Even though times have changed and technology has vastly improved,
Thank God.
the quality sales and service team at Office Works and Home Furnishings continues to be the best in the Northwest at making your office work. They provide the prompt professional service on site and in their shop. Plus, they got anything your office may need, from desks and printers all the way down to that pin with a chain on it. Call for sales or service at 462-2222 or come see their showroom on South Range in Colby.
Taco John's fans can't get enough of the new double cheese chicken boss burrito. One person said, which means this new and improved 3-cheese red pepper and smoky hatch chili queso makes Taco John's best burrito even better. Then someone else was like, which roughly translates to, this queso blanco and nacho cheese combo is unbelievable. Well said. The new double cheese chicken boss burrito, part of our queso blanco creations, only at Taco John's. Download our app for exclusive deals.
Chiefs are 7 of 10 on third down, trailing 29-27. Mahomes throws it left, caught, stretching, touchdown! Travis Kelce, touchdown! Kansas City! And for the first time in this regular season, the Chiefs have the lead!
The Chiefs return to primetime Sunday night in Baltimore against the Ravens. Pregame starts at 6 right here on your home for Kansas City Chiefs football.
The Chiefs play here all season long on 100.3 The Ride.
The Eagles on radio, 100.3 The Ride.
And we welcome you live to Denon Field in Colby on an overcast September night, week 3 of the 2021 season. The Colby Eagles have taken the field and are on their sideline. The Ulysses Tigers have just done likewise, and we are moments away from the kickoff tonight. Colby, 1-1 overall, 1-1 in GWAC play, taking on Ulysses, who is 0-2 overall and in the GWAC. Colby in their home black uniforms, black on black, white numerals trimmed in black, a white stripe on the pants, a black helmet with the eagle in orange on both sides. Ulysses in road white uniforms, orange numerals trimmed in black, black pants, black helmets with the orange U. Captains for Colby tonight are Carson Van Eaton, Ian Rosales, and Colin Carroll. The captains for Ulysses are Carmelo Orozco, Lorenzo Gomez, Evan Cortez, and Ben Scott. And the coin toss will take place. This officiating crew, as we mentioned earlier in the pregame, they have been busy today. They officiated the Hoxie Triplanes Brewster game in Winona, and now are here and in plenty of time arrived. That's why we are delayed 15 minutes in our kickoff tonight. The coin toss has been held. Colby has yet to win a toss this year, and it looks like tonight they broke that streak. Colby wins the toss, and they want the ball. So the Eagles are going to start first on offense. We'll set that offensive lineup for you. From left to right on the offensive line, Ian Rosales, Nick Raymer, Zach Castigliano at center, Tyler Raymer and Zach Griffin on the right. The tight end is Colin Carroll. The receivers, Bryce Myers and Carson Van Eaton. And the running backs, Zane Betts and Tyler Voss, with quarterback Hunter Vaughn. Defensively for Ulysses, they run a 4-4 front. The defensive linemen are Carmelo Orozco, Fernando Montoya, Gustavo Camacho, and Blake Rodriguez. The linebackers are Evan Cortez, Brennan Vager, Justin Degolato, and Lorenzo Gomez. The defensive backs are Danzel Mendez, Christian Jaquez, and Brayson Salinas. Colby coached by Reese McKinney in his 5th year. He is 30-11 at Colby. 35-15 lifetime, and Colby has been dominant at Denon Field under McKinney, 19-2 in his 5 seasons. Nick Fawcett is in his 1st year as the head coach of the Ulysses Tigers, 35-5 all time. He was 35-3 at St. Francis the last 3 seasons, 0-2 so far at Ulysses. Ulysses' kickoff team takes the field. Colby will return and move left to right as you are listening, or east to west down on the field at Denon Field. Lorenzo Gomez handles the kickoff duties for Ulysses. Back deep to return for Colby, Brody McGreer, and Isaiah Rosales. It is homecoming night. The bleachers are packed. Welcome to week 3 of the 2021 season. Tigers versus Eagles. We are underway. High, short end over end kick taken by Shane Puckett at the 25, and Puckett returns it outside the left hash, spun down just as he reached the 35-yard line. Tackle on the play made by Brock Harland of Ulysses. About an 11-yard return for Puckett. Quite a sight to see. At number 54 returning a kick with 11:55 to play in the first quarter. Colby starts tonight at their own 34-yard line. And Hunter Vaughn under center, 22 of 37 passing for 240 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interception, and 39 rushing yards on 13 attempts. He's in a shotgun with Tyler Voss to his left, 2 receivers to the left side, a receiver and a tight end to the right. Ball on the far left hash on 1st and 10. Snap to Vaughn, quick throw to the right side. It's caught by Bryce Myers, looking to follow blocks, crosses the 35 and is wrapped up between the hashes and stopped before he can reach the 40-yard line. Brennan Vager and Lorenzo Gomez on that stop for Ulysses as Myers gains 5 yards on the first down catch and run as Colby looks to do what Hunter Vaughn never really did last week, and that's get in a passing rhythm. He was 8 of 17 for 41 yards in the loss to Ulysses. A second down run, Tyler Voss between the tackles, now bouncing it outside to the left, has the first down and more, down the left sideline to the 45, trying to shrug off a tackle, and he is shoved down to the turf by Jaquez, the defensive back, in Ulysses territory at the 39-yard line. 22 yards on that run for Tyler Voss, and what a way to start his evening after he rushed for 180 yards in the loss last Friday night. Quickly to the line are the Tigers. Wing left, 2 receivers right, ball on the left hash on 1st and 10. Hand off to Voss, sweeping left behind the big bodies on the left side of that offensive line. Ian Rosales and Nick Raymer. And across the 35 goes Voss, outside the left hash, down to about the 32-yard line. A 7-yard gain on first down. And Colby having their way on the line of scrimmage early. First drive of this contest for either team. And Colby marching into Ulysses territory. They have a second down and 3 from the Tiger 32. 2 receivers to the right, shotgun set with a running back right. Vaughn spins right and rolls out, looking down the field to throw. Throws on the move and has a catch in the flat. It's Colin Carroll. He is tripped up by Gomez as he crosses the 25 to about the 23-yard line. It's a pickup of 9 on the connection. Colin Carroll with his 3rd catch of the season, and Colby moves the sticks once again. Eagles just outside the red zone on this opening drive of the night. 10:15 to play in a scoreless first quarter. Ball on the right hash. On the snap, it's an end-around fake handoff to Zane Betts, the wing right, who took it right behind the center, Zach Castigliano, and he makes his way down to about the 17-yard line, but a flag was thrown, and holding is called on Colby to negate the play. The hold was committed almost on the boundary. It looked like maybe Carson Van Eaton, the receiver out to the left, held the defensive back, and that was nowhere near the play. The ball is moved back from the 23 to the 29, call it. So it's essentially a 6-yard penalty. So Betts gets credit for 4 yards on the rush. And it's first down and 16 for Colby now. Bryce Myers motions right to left, and on the hard count, there is movement into the neutral zone. It looked like that was Carmelo Orozco, the defensive end, but he was induced, say the officials. It was a false start on Colby, and back-to-back penalties have this promising drive moving in reverse. Colby now with 1st and 21 back at the 33-yard line. Well, call it 1st and 20 even. Vaughn in the gun. Myers motions left to right. Snap back to Vaughn. Handoff Tyler Voss. Sweeping to the right. Lowers the shoulder. Barrels over a defender and down to about the 27, maybe the 26-yard line. That was Danzel Mendez, the boundary corner on the short side of the field, making the tackle. So the 27-yard line, so a 6-yard pickup for Voss on the rush. 2nd and 14 coming up for Colby. Opening drive of the game. 9 minutes to play. Scoreless first quarter. Short drop for Vaughn on 2nd down. Throwing a deep post down the left side. Had his man, but he overthrows Carson Van Eaton in the end zone. Had he led Van Eaton toward the goalpost, it would have been a sure 6 points, but the throw was just a little bit behind Van Eaton as he got inside the corner, Christian Jaquez, and the pass falls incomplete. 3rd and 14 coming up for the Eagles. Ball at the Ulysses 27-yard line on the near right hash. Tight end and a wing go to the right. 2 receivers to the left with Van Eaton in the slot next to Myers. Voss to Vaughn's left. Motion from Betts. He takes it. And it's an end around. Zane Betts trying to get outside, but Brennan Vager, the standout senior on defense for Ulysses, runs down Betts from behind and stops him at the 25 for a gain of just 2. Brings up a 4th down and 12. Would be a 42-yard field goal from here. There's no wind to speak of, and Carson Van Eaton has the leg, but no thought given to that option. Reese McKinney keeps the offense on the field on 4th and 12 from the Ulysses 25. 2 receivers spread out to the right, ball on the far left hash. Chest high snap to Vaughn. 3-step drop. Has time. Rolls to his right. Looking down the field, going to tuck it and run, sweeping toward the edge, looking for the first down. He's going to be awfully close, and I think he might have it. He's marked out of bounds at the 12, and that is going to move the chains. 13 yards on 4th and 12. The scrambling Hunter Vaughn picks up a Colby first down. And that is something that Reese McKinney and I talked about in the pregame. Reese McKinney says Hunter Vaughn has the green light. If he thinks the play is there with his legs, he should take off and make the play. And he did it there to extend this drive, converting a 4th and 12. And now Colby in the red zone, a 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line. Vaughn in the gun, 2 receivers left. Play action. Vaughn sprints to that left side. Pressure from the backside, now rolls back to his right, and he's going to go down. Ulysses caved in the pocket, and Fernando Montoya sacks Vaughn all the way back at the 17, a loss of 5 on 1st down. 3rd sack allowed by the Colby offensive front this season. 7:50 and counting to play in the first quarter. This is the opening drive of the game. Colby with a 2nd down and 15 coming up from the 17-yard line. 2 receivers tight to the formation left. Wing to the right is Zane Betts. Snap to Vaughn, play action, bubble left side. He sails it over the head of Carson Van Eaton, incomplete. Receiver and quarterback not on the same page there, and it's another 3rd and long for Colby on this drive. Colby had a good look at 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Were moved back but converted a 4th and 12. Now they sit with a 3rd and 15. This is the 12th play of the opening drive of this game. 2 receivers to the left with Myers in the slot, tight end and a wing to the right side. 1 deep safety for Ulysses. Betts in motion, play action. Vaughn drops back, throws left side. It's intercepted. Picked off by Vager at the 10. Vager returning around to the left side, the near side of the field. He is wrapped up and stopped at the 22-yard line. A pass intended for Carson Van Eaton that hung up in the air. It was underthrown, and Brennan Vager takes advantage with the pick. Colby turns the ball over in the red zone with 7:23 to play in the first quarter. And just like last week, tonight's game begins with Colby driving into the red zone but unable to turn it into points. Ulysses will start their first drive at their own 24-yard line. And in the single wing, they have Ben Scott in a shotgun under center. The snap does not go to Scott. It goes to Vager, the leading rusher for Ulysses, and he is pushed backwards by Tyler Voss and Nick Raymer for a minimal gain, maybe a yard on 1st down for Vager, who is the leading rusher, as I mentioned, for Ulysses. 50 carries for 236 yards and a touchdown on the year. Lots of direct snap type of principles for Ulysses. In the single back formation, they don't have a player listed as a quarterback. Ben Scott is the only player to attempt a pass this year. There are 2 men in the backfield, a receiver tight right and a wing tight right. It's a sweep to the right side. Vager runs through 1 tackle, spins through another, still on his feet outside to the right, and finally forced out of bounds by Hunter Vaughn and Tyler Voss, but not before Vager appears to have 1st down yardage and does to the 34-yard line. A 9-yard rush for Vager and a 1st down for Ulysses on their first drive of the game with 6:39 to play in the first quarter and no score. Vager, one of very few returners for this Ulysses team who started both ways last year. And he is showing out so far tonight. Ball on the far right hash on first down. The snap to Vager, and he hands the ball off, and it's Evan Cortez bouncing outside the left, cuts it inside between the hashes, and is muscled to the turf at the 35 or the 40-yard line. Tackle made by Carson Van Eaton. A pickup of 6 yards for Evan Cortez on first down. Cortez scored all 4 Ulysses touchdowns in week 1 against Scott City, but could not play last week against Hugoton due to COVID-19 quarantine. Receiver and a wing right, a lead back up tight to the line. Vager takes a snap, fakes the handoff, and is drilled in the backfield. He has nowhere to go. Jacob Edmondson was first on the scene for Colby, and he had help on the play from Zach Griffin, and he loses 3 back to the 37-yard line on the run. Brings up a 3rd and 7 for Ulysses. Drive started at their own 24 after Brennan Vager picked off Hunter Vaughn. 3rd and 7 for the Tigers. It's the same formation. The snap goes to Ben Scott. He drops back 5, throws over the middle, has a man downfield, and the catch is made across midfield to the Colby 49-yard line. The reception by Andrew Scott. And the freshman Andrew Scott, or the senior Andrew Scott, has the first down yardage. 14 yards on the completion. Ben Scott can throw it. Just because they don't throw it a lot doesn't mean they can't. Ben Scott completed 3 passes for 75 yards last week. 1st and 10 from the Colby 49 for Ulysses. Scott drops back 3, throws over the middle. It was behind his receiver, but what a catch between the hashes at the 35 and down to the 30-yard line by Justin Degalado. He reached back with the right hand and hauled that in for a 19-yard completion and another first down. Ulysses getting it going through the air on their first drive of the night. No score with 4:50 to play in the first, but the Tigers on the march here on the road. Snap to Vager in the single wing on first down. Vager off of right tackle, grabbed from behind by Zach Castigliano, and finally taken down just before he reaches the 25. 4-yard run for Vager on first down.
The stop number 50, Zach Castigliano. We've got 2nd and 6 for the Tigers.
2nd and 6 coming up, and Ulysses has the Colby defense on their heels with a couple of big pass plays. They did not attempt to pass in week 1 against Scott City. They've hit on a couple of significant chunk plays through the air on this drive. 2nd down and 6. Snap to Vager. Sweeping right. Cuts inside. Drags a couple of tackles outside the right hash down to the 22. Going to be 3rd and 2 coming up. Connor Lanning was there for Colby along with Nick Raymer. And that's a little more like it for Ulysses. What they really want to do is play 3 yards, 4 yards in a cloud of dust. 9th play of this drive is 3rd and 2 from the Colby 22. Ball on the far right hash. They flip the formation to the left. Snap to Scott. He hands to Vager. Sweeping left, cuts it inside, and has the first down. Just does cross the 20 before he is tackled by Tyler Raymer, who did not play last week, returning to the lineup tonight. The 2-yard gain has the nose of the ball just across the 20, and it's sufficient to move the chains again for Ulysses. No score with 3:20 to play in this first quarter. Ulysses taking advantage of the interception in the red zone. They have matriculated the ball from their own 24 down to the Colby 20. Single wing with the wing to the right, and now some pre-snap motion, and before all of that, a flag flies. Ulysses was trying to reset their entire offense, and maybe Colby jumped. The reaction of the Ulysses players suggests that they think Colby went into the neutral zone. And wouldn't you know it, they're right. Another penalty by Colby, their 3rd. So 1st and 10 becomes a 1st and 5.
1st down 5 for Ulysses.
Colby does not see, most high school teams in this day and age do not see a lot of single wing, and it can take some adjusting to. And on this opening drive, Ulysses has Colby out of sorts. 1st and 5 from the Colby 15 as Ulysses is in the red zone. Lots of pre-snap movement, and there's a whistle, and there's a flag from the back judge. Everybody from Ulysses who is an eligible receiver and the backs in the backfield all kind of jumped and spun It's like footage you'd see from a Rose Bowl game in the 1930s, and after a quick conversation, the flag is waved off. Whatever the back judge saw, he talked to the head official and decided that what they saw did not rise to the level of an infraction. The white hat explaining that to Reese McKinney on the Colby sideline. So the clock winds, 2:45 and counting to play in the first quarter. No score, but Ulysses with a 1st and 5 at the Colby 15. Single wing formation, heavy left side. Snap to Vager, end around to Cortez, sweeping right, makes a cut, tripped up as he crosses the 10 on the right hash. Carson Van Eaton might have saved a touchdown as Cortez, who is the fastest player on this Ulysses offense, makes his way to the 8-yard line, a gain of 7. It is 1st and goal for Ulysses.
1st and goal for the Tigers from the 8-yard line.
11th play of this opening drive for Ulysses coming up. They've chewed up over 5 minutes of clock here at Denon Field. Colby crowd trying to make some noise and rally the troops. Ball on the right hash, heavy right, single wing set. Scott and Vager in the backfield. Scott takes a snap. It's an end around, reverse left side. It's Cortez looking for the corner. A flag is down as Cortez stiff arms Van Eaton and sneaks inside the pylon for a Ulysses touchdown. But there is a flag in the area of holding back at the 7. And the officials talking it over. Was there a hold on the boundary that enabled Cortez to find space and outrun the Colby defense? It is a block in the back, foul called on Ulysses, and it takes points off the board with 1:52 to play in the first. And the ball marches all the way back to the 18-yard line. It is a loss of 10. So 1st and goal now from the 18-yard line for Ulysses as the clock starts.
1st and goal from the 18-yard line.
Colby playing a lot more 4-man front tonight defensively. Played mostly 3-man in front, 3 down linemen the first 2 weeks, but they've added a down lineman and taken a deep safety away against this rush-heavy offense. Vager direct snap, sweeping right into a pile of bodies and slammed backwards. Ian Rosales leading the charge for the Colby D at about the 15-yard line. Not much there for Vager. He is marked down at the 16 outside on the right hash. Just a 2-yard rush for Vager on that 1st and goal play. 2nd and goal coming up from the 16. 12th play of the drive coming up for Ulysses. Final minute of the first quarter, no score. Each team with 1 possession. Heavy to the short side right, snap to Ben Scott, end around left side, Cortez following blocks up the middle, barreling into a Colby defender, Tyler Voss, and Voss with the leverage able to take Cortez down at the 6-yard line after a 10-yard run. 3rd and goal from the 6 coming up for Ulysses. Cortez lines up as what you would recognize in the Colby offense as a wing, kind of behind a tight end to the right or behind a lineman to the right. And they like to run him in misdirection. He's the wing again. Ball between the hashes, the wing to the right on 3rd and goal from the 6. Hard count, Colby into the neutral zone.
Flag on the play.
But they were induced into the neutral zone. It's a false start penalty. False start on Ulysses. Makes this 3rd and goal coming up from the 11-yard line. Ulysses does not have to snap the ball before the end of this first quarter, and they aren't going to. Time will expire. A lightning-fast first quarter from Denon Field on homecoming night. Colby and Ulysses deadlocked at 0, but Ulysses with 3rd and goal from the Colby 11. When we return, you're listening to the Eagles on radio on 100.3 The Ride.
Just because everyone is getting back into the swing of school does not mean you let everything go at home. That's where Hoover Lumber of Goodland and Colby comes in. Keep your lawn looking its best with the help of Stage 3 fertilizer from Ultimate. Leaves will soon be covering the ground. Be prepared with either a new Craftsman or the all-popular Eagle leaf blowers. Hoover's also continues to be your store for home improvement with Benjamin Moore paint and lumber. It's a good time to buy with prices coming down. Plus, they continue to stock all kinds of grills, and they now offer programming and cutting of car keys. Keep your home in the swing of things with the help of Hoover Lumber Ace Hardware in Goodland and Colby. With High Plains Co-op, it's great to know that the more things change, the more things stay the same. High Plains Co-op and their 8 locations in Colby, Dresden, Gem, Grainfield, Hoxie, Levant, Park, and Selden are here to give you the service you need and deserve. High Plains Co-op is there for all of your grain, feed, and fuel needs. Get the latest in markets, ag news, and information by visiting their website, highplainscoop.com. That's hi-plainscoop.com. Continuing to stand with you is High Plains Co-op.
The Eagles on radio, 100.3 The Ride.
3rd and goal for Ulysses from the Colby 11-yard line as they change sides to start quarter number 2. No score between Colby and Ulysses on homecoming night here at Denon Field. I'm Dan Lucero. Ulysses started this drive after an interception at their own 24. They have 3rd and goal from the 11. Moving west or east to west. The snap goes to Brennan Vager. Hit in the backfield, struggling forward, gets a yard maybe. Ian Rosales broke away from his block and made the stop at the line. 1 yard for Vager on the run. 4th and goal coming up from the 10. And Ulysses has their offense on the field. Ben Scott went to the sideline to get the play from Nick Fawcett. Can the Colby defense keep Ulysses off the board after a drive that has lasted about 8 minutes? Single wing, heavy right side. Ball between the hashes on 4th and goal. The snap to Scott. Flag is down. Scott sets, throws outside to the right looking for Cortez, and he's got him at the near pylon for a Ulysses touchdown. So for the second time tonight, Ulysses is in the end zone, but the first one came off the board on a penalty. Will this one come off the board with a flag? A flag came down at the line of scrimmage on the snap. And the officials discussing was the side judge who threw the flag. Already had one flag waved off tonight. It is an illegal formation on Ulysses. So once again, illegal procedure is called. And for the second time on this drive, a scoring play negated by a penalty. Earlier it was a block in the back. Here, it's an illegal procedure. And the ball moves back to the 15-yard line for 4th and goal. Ulysses has not attempted a field goal this year. Their kicker, Lorenzo Gomez, was good from this distance in warm-ups, but no thought given to the kicking game here. Scott in the gun with 3 receivers, 1 left and 2 to the right. Ben Scott takes the snap. Pressure coming right up the middle. Throwing deep left side. He overshot the intended receiver, Degallato, in the back left corner of the end zone. Incomplete. Pressure came from Zach Griffin on the rush. And Ulysses turns the ball over on downs with 11:13 to play here in the first half and no score. The Colby defense holds strong and the Colby offense takes over at their own 15-yard line. An epic drive for Ulysses. But they were burned by their own mistakes, and they come up empty despite 2 plays on the drive ending in the end zone. Hunter Vaughn back to the gun. He threw his first interception of the season on Colby's first drive of the night. 2 receivers to the left. The receiver right in motion behind the quarterback. The snap to Vaughn, the handoff to Tyler Voss, and Voss is hit in the backfield, stumbles forward for a yard. Good penetration that time by the Ulysses defense. That was Lorenzo Gomez, the 5'11", 195-pound junior who made the tackle, just 1 yard for Voss on the first down run.
2nd down 9 for the Eagles.
2nd and 9, 2 receivers go right, tight end and a wing left. The wing is Zane Betts. Snap to Vaughn, handoff to Voss, trying to get outside to the left, meets resistance and is held up right on the left hash after another short gain. Gomez once again leading the way defensively for Ulysses. Helped out by Blake Rodriguez. 1 yard on that run for Voss. 3rd and 8 coming up. Eagles quick out of the huddle, send 4 receivers out in the formation with Voss to the right of Vaughn. And before the snap, we have a whistle, and Ulysses calls time. We'll take it with 10:17 to play in the first half. No score between Colby and Ulysses. You're listening to the Eagles on radio, 100.3 The Ride.
The summer sales event is in effect all month at Colby Dodge. Take advantage of discounts up to $5,000 off MSRP on new 2021 Ram 1500s. Our new inventory is building up, so stop by today to see what we have in stock. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, don't worry, we may have one coming that will work for you. We would love to appraise your trade-in so you can take advantage of this historically high market. Stop by today. Visit us in person at exit 53 I-70, Colby, Kansas, or browse online 24/7 at colbydodge.com.
People's State Bank offers 10 convenient locations statewide. Whether you're looking for a loan, personal or business accounts, ATMs, mobile banking, or bill pay, PSB wants to help you.
Welcome back. We've got a 3rd down and 8 for Colby from their own 17. 4 receivers, 2 to each side. Ball in the near left hash. Hunter Vaughn takes a shotgun snap, sprints to his right, looks to throw, and lets it go near the sideline. It's incomplete at the 35-yard line. Intended for Bryce Myers. Good coverage on the outside, and with a 4th and 8 coming up, Colby brings out the punting unit. So what you didn't want, if you're the Colby defense, was to see the offense go 3 and out after a Ulysses drive that ate up over 8 minutes of game time. Carson Van Eaton to punt for the first time tonight. Deep to return is Evan Cortez, who has a kick return touchdown on his ledger this season. It's a good snap, and Van Eaton gets the punt away. High, wobbly, spiral angled away from Cortez. Unfortunately, gets a Ulysses bounce and is fielded by Isaiah Rosales before it could kick back towards the end zone at the 46-yard line of Colby. So it's good starting field position for Ulysses. They start at the Colby 46 with 10:04 to play in the first half and no score. But that is exactly what Colby wanted to execute in the punting game. Keep it high in the air and keep it away from the dangerous Cortez. Single wing, heavy side right on 1st and 10 for Ulysses. Direct snap to Vager, and it's a handoff left side to Cortez, who keeps his feet through the first wave of tacklers to the 35 to the 30. Runs through an ankle tackle at the 25, spinning through contact across the 15, down close to the 10-yard line. Huge play by Evan Cortez, who looks like a man among boys running the football out there. All the way down to the 11, 35 yards on the run for Cortez, and a 1st and 10 just outside the 10-yard line for Ulysses. Cortez came into tonight averaging 24 yards a carry. You can see why. Direct snap to Vager, and he keeps it off the right tackle. He's to the 5, he's to the end zone, right down the middle of the field for a Colby touchdown, or rather for a Ulysses touchdown. Brandon Vager faked the give that time to Cortez, coming around as the wing to the right, and the whole Colby defense bid on the fake, allowing Vager to cruise in for the 11-yard score, his 2nd rushing touchdown of the season. And for the 2nd straight week, Colby will play from behind. On for the extra point is Lorenzo Gomez. He's made all 3 of his attempts this year. Snap's a good one, so is the hold, and Gomez stubs it through the uprights. 9:35 to play first half. Colby trails at home on homecoming night, 7-0. Ulysses in the lead. We're back in a minute. You're listening to the Eagles on Radio 100.3 The Ride.
The McDonald's is food you buckle in with your seatbelt deal. And there's no reason not to take that extra precaution, because a meal from McDonald's is not just a meal. It's often your most precious cargo.
Enjoy one of our $3 bundles, like a hot and spicy McChicken or 6-piece Chicken McNuggets, each paired with small fries. Add any size soft drink for just $1. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. McDonald's. I'm loving it.
Your home is the one place where everything should be perfect, including your air. McKee Inc. helps you achieve the perfect air you deserve with reliable, groundbreaking, award-winning Lennox products. Call McKee Inc. to hear more about how we can help you feel healthier and happier in your home. It doesn't get any more perfect than that. Call us today at 785-462-3132.
Eagles on Radio 100.3 The Ride.
The Ulysses Tigers have scored first with 9:35 to play in the first half. They lead Colby 7-0 after an 11-yard touchdown run by Brennan Vager. A 2-play, 46-yard drive took just 29 seconds to complete as the Tigers draw first blood. Lorenzo Gomez to kick off, high and over end and short. The up man, Shane Puckett, takes it to the 25. Puckett with a seam across the 35 and wrapped up from behind, thrown down close to the 40-yard line. Call it the 39. Good starting position for Colby on their third drive of the night. Colby made it into the red zone on their first drive of the night, but turned it over. Hunter Vaughn intercepted for the first time this year. Then they went 3 and out after forcing a Ulysses turnover on downs in the red zone. And on the short field gained after the punt, Ulysses wasted no time getting on the board. 9.5 minutes to play in the first half. Colby with a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10. Ball in the near left hash as they move right to left. Colby sends 2 receivers to each side. Betts in the slot left, Carroll in the slot right. Betts motions across the face of the quarterback, Vaughn. Vaughn takes a chest-high snap. Screen play to the right, and lots of room for Tyler Voss down the left sideline. Voss to the 50, Voss to the 45, Voss with weave, down to the 25, to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, and caught from behind, inside the 10, to the 5-yard line. Tyler Voss using the wheels and tight-roping the sideline. 56 yards, and Colby has a 1st and goal.
First down and goal from the 5-yard line for Colby.
Tyler Voss showing the speed. The screenplay suckered the Ulysses defense perfectly. There was nobody along the left side, and the Colby blockers were able to create a seal that allowed Voss to ramble to the 5-yard line. 1st and goal for Colby. Shotgun snap to Vaughn. Hand off to Voss. Sweeping left. Dragging a tackler. Still on his feet. Lowers the shoulder and is driven backwards as he reached the 2-yard line. Outstanding form tackle by Brayson Salinas to deny Voss the end zone. A 3-yard gain on 1st and goal. Tyler Voss has 2 of the longest plays from scrimmage for Colby this season. He had a 58-yard run last week, a 56-yard reception on the screen here. Colby trying to tie it up, trailing 7-0, 8:37 and counting to play first half. 2nd and goal from the 2. Voss motions out of the backfield, end around. Zane Betts scoots in off of left tackle for a Colby touchdown. The inside handoff to the wing coming from the right side, and Zane Betts is into the end zone for Colby, his 1st touchdown of the season, and the Eagles waste little time with a chance to even things up here at Denon Field. 1st touchdown of the season for the sophomore Zane Betts. And Carson Van Eaton on for the extra point to try and tie the score. It's a good snap. Tyler Voss gets the hold down. The kick is blocked. That was Salinas who got in to block the kick, so Colby still trails with 8:30 to play in the first half. It's 7-6 Ulysses. That's the first missed extra point of the season for Colby. We're back in a minute. You're listening to the Eagles on Radio, 100.3 The Ride.
Pain can affect everyone. It pays no attention to age, body type, or gender. This is Dr. Kristen Parker with Northwest Kansas Chiropractic. We treat patients of all ages from infants to the elderly using tried and true traditional techniques and our constantly updated advanced technology. I see pregnancy patients on a regular basis as well, with safe treatments that often bring much needed comfort. Effective, comfortable, and professional care for all at Northwest Kansas Chiropractic Clinic. Learn more at nwkchiro.com.
The Colby Free Press brings residents of Thomas County news, pictures, and commentary on the happenings, issues, and events that impact the lives of residents of Thomas County. The Colby Free Press is informative and affordable. The Colby Free Press is a local daily newspaper that has earned a great reputation for journalistic excellence and extensive knowledge of the local communities of Colby, Rexford, Brewster, and surrounding communities.
Eagles on Radio, 100.3 The Ride.
Carson Van Eaton to kick deep for Colby. The Eagles into the end zone, but not into a tie with Ulysses as the extra point was blocked. It's 7-6 in favor of the visitors with 8:30 to play in the first half. Carson Van Eaton with a squib kick, bobbled by one of the up men, and then taken clean at the 30, and returning the ball up to the 34-yard line was Joel Guadarrama, who initially bobbled the ball high in the air as the ball was squibbed right to him, one of the up men. He was able to corral it and take it to the Ulysses 34-yard line. That's where the Tigers' drive will start with 8:26 to play in the second quarter. And Ulysses hasn't really had any problems moving the ball. 2 drives, both into the red zone. Colby got a turnover on downs on the first drive, but the second drive was a 2-play, 46-yard touchdown drive. Ball between the hashes. Ulysses moving left to right, and it is an end around to Evan Cortez, and this time Colby bottles it up, and they drop Cortez for a minimal gain.
Evan Cortez on the carry.
Nick Raymer, Zach Griffin on that tackle as Cortez picks up just 1 to the 35 as his shortest gain on 5 carries tonight. Second down and 9 coming up for Ulysses. Colby with 4 down linemen, 8 in the box. And it looked like a lineman fired off the line. That was the left guard, Ortiz Ochoa, And he clapped his hands together in frustration. He knew it was him as soon as he heard the whistle and saw the yellow laundry. So that pushes Ulysses back 5 to the 30-yard line and makes it a second down and 14. What you want to do against a team that doesn't throw it a lot is get them into second and long, third and long, get them behind the sticks and behind schedule. Although Ben Scott is 2 for 2 through the air tonight for 33 yards. The snap to Vager, sweeping right. Vager has a big hole, and he is tripped up from behind. The hole closed quickly enough. Tyler Raymer and Connor Lanning combined to stop Vager at the 38-yard line. It is an 8-yard run and makes it a third down and 6 for Ulysses. 7-6 Ulysses as we approach 7 minutes to play in the first half on homecoming night here at Denon Field. Ulysses seeking their first win of the season, their first win under new head coach Nick Fawcett. Heavy side is the short side right. Now all kind of pre-snap motion as Ulysses flips the formation to the left side. And before the snap, a flag is thrown. And that was Devin DeLay. Quick to move for Ulysses up front. The linemen are getting a little antsy up front for Ulysses. 3rd and 6 becomes a 3rd down and 11. Nick Fawcett is out on the field having words, and they don't appear to be real friendly words with the line judge and with the head official. He came all the way out, did Fawcett, to give a play to the back, Ben Scott, the nominal quarterback, if there were one in the offense. 3rd down and 11 for Ulysses. Snap goes to Vager. Sweep left, runs through a tackle in the backfield, makes another man miss, and has a hole off the left side. And now Vager, breaking away from the Colby defense, is going to go 67 yards for a Ulysses touchdown. Brandon Vager looked dead to rights at the line of scrimmage, but somehow found a hole to squeeze through after he broke the first tackle, made a nifty cut, and then showed tremendous speed. And by the time he got to the 30, there were close to 10 yards of separation between him and any Colby defender. And Brandon Vager takes it 67 yards to the house to extend Ulysses' lead to 13-6 with the extra point pending. On a 3rd and long, that is especially frustrating for the Colby defense and defensive coordinator Ryan Mosier. Lorenzo Gomez with the extra point try. It's on the way, and it's through the big sticks. And Ulysses leads by 8, 14-6 with 6:36 to play in the first half. We're back in a minute. You're listening to the Eagles on Radio, 100.3 The Ride.
Hello, this is J.L. Evans with Western State Bank in Colby. If you're looking for a commercial or ag loan, stop by and see Matt Smith or myself at our home on the range, 1750 South Range in Colby. If you're too busy to come see us, we'd be glad to come to your place of business or farm. If you're in the market for a home loan or would like to refinance and take advantage of the current low home loan rates, come in and see Janice Cates to learn about all the home loan products at Western State Bank in Colby. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
The Trojan Trading Post has a lot of items to help you show your Colby Community College pride, such as bags and totes, face masks, jewelry, blankets, and license plates. If you need something to wear, the Trojan Trading Post offers shirts, hoodies, and outerwear in men's, women's, toddler, and even newborn sizes. You can check out the selection at colbycc.edu/gear or stop by the Trojan Trading Post in the Robert Burnett Student Union on the campus of Colby Community College.
The Eagles on radio, 100.3 The Ride.
Second straight week, the Colby Eagles are burnt by a long touchdown run, a 67-yard scamper by Brennan Vager on the direct snap out of the single wing on a 3rd and 11. Gives Ulysses an 8-point lead after the point after is converted. 14-6, the Tigers lead the Eagles with 6:36 to play in the first half. Lorenzo Gomez kicks off from the 40. No, they faked it, and it's an onside kick, but it's not going to go the requisite 10 yards. Gomez ran past the ball, and Danzel Mendez kicked it in the opposite direction left, but it got a bad bounce and skittered out of bounds. The Ulysses team knew that they couldn't touch it, and it went out of bounds at the Ulysses 44-yard line, and that's a break for Colby. They will get excellent field position to start this drive. They will mark the ball with the 5-yard penalty at the Ulysses 39. So Colby 39 yards away from pay dirt as they start this drive. Hunter Vaughn in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the right. Wing to the left is Isaiah Rosales. Rosales in motion. Handoff goes to Tyler Voss, probing up the middle, lowering the shoulder, spinning. That's actually Zane Betts on this carry, and Betts picks up 5 on first down as finally his forward progress is ruled stopped at the 34-yard line. 5-yard gain for Betts, who has the Colby touchdown on a 2-yard run tonight. 2nd and 5 coming up. Tyler Voss on the sideline, helmet on, just getting a breather. Two receivers left. Wing to the right is Rosales on 2nd and 5. Betts motions out of the backfield. It is an end around to Isaiah Rosales. And Rosales has some space. Wrestled down outside the left hash at the 25. A pickup of 9 and a first down for Colby. Isaiah Rosales showing the speed. Scored his first career touchdown last week in the loss to Cimarron. Has 9 yards on his first carry of the night here. 1st and 10 for Colby from the Ulysses 25. 5.5 minutes to play in the first half. Colby trailing 14-6. 2 receivers right, the wide side of the field, and a throw to the right is incomplete. Nobody home on the play action. It looked like it was meant to be a bubble, and once again, Hunter Vaughn not reading from the same book as a wide receiver. And Vaughn kind of raised his arms in exasperation. Either Carson Van Eaton or Bryce Myers was supposed to be there for the bubble screen. Neither of them were. Unfortunately for Colby, no Ulysses defender was either. 2nd and 10 for Colby with the ball in the near left hash. 2 receivers tight to the right, wing to the left side. That's to the right of Vaughn. Vaughn takes a low snap. It is a keeper for Vaughn up the middle, lowered the shoulder, and is driven back by 3 white jerseys after he gains about 3 yards to the 22.
And number 31, Carmelo.
Degallato and Orozco with the stop there for the Ulysses defense. 3rd and 7 coming up for Colby. Eagles send 3 receivers to the left. Tight end Carroll to the right. Ball in the near left hash. Rosales motions across the formation, now back to the left. Snap to Vaughn, hand off to Betts. Betts off the left side, slammed down after a minimal gain. Brennan Vager unblocked, and he stops Betts just shy of the 20-yard line, a 2-yard pickup. That tells you all you need to know about the Eagles considering this 4-down territory. It's a 4th and 5, and the Eagles are quick out of the huddle. 2 receivers right, wing to the left, tight end to the left, and before the snap, a timeout called by Ulysses. We'll keep it here with 4:18 to play in the first half, and Colby trailing Ulysses 14-6, trying to continue this drive. A game that frankly has felt a lot like deja vu so far for Colby from their loss at Cimarron last week. You have a failure, a turnover in the red zone to start the game, and you have long runs up the middle that are gashing Colby's run defense. The Eagles have already given up 165 rushing yards on 16 attempts. That's over 10 yards a carry, including the 67-yard touchdown run by Vager that right now, along with a blocked extra point, is the difference in this game. Coming up on the top of the hour, we'll go ahead and give it to you right now while we have a moment of station identification. You're listening to KRDQ Colby, 100.3 The Ride, coverage of the Colby Eagles on radio. I'm Dan Lucero. The producer-engineer of tonight's broadcast is me. This drive started the Ulysses 39. It was great field position after an onside kick attempt went out of bounds. But Colby needs to convert this 4th and 5 to continue the drive. Receiver left is Myers, 2 receivers to the right. Voss back in the game. He motions out of the backfield to the right. Empty backfield for Vaughn, who takes a snap, bubble screen left side to Myers, and Myers has to do a lot of work himself and has nowhere to go but down outside the left hash, right at the line of scrimmage. That play had no chance. Fernando Montoya, the defensive end, sniffed it out with help from Lorenzo Gomez. No gain on the reception by Myers. And once again, Colby turns it over on downs. It doesn't quite count as a red zone turnover because they were just outside the red zone. But it is a costly turnover all the same as Ulysses takes over with a 14-6 lead with 4:11 to play in this first half at the Colby 20. Single wing, heavy side left, low snap, and it's still on the ground. Bodies everywhere. There's a pile for it at the 12. Colby signaling that they have it, and it looks like they do. I couldn't tell who recovered it for Colby. It might have been Jacob Edmondson, but the ball was loose on the snap, and then it bounced backwards about 7 yards, and finally Colby fell on the ball at the 13-yard line. So that's where Colby gets the ball with 4:01 left in the first half, and now they're in the red zone with a fresh set of downs. Snap to Vaughn on first down. It's a handoff to Tyler Voss up the middle, and he's twisted down at the line of scrimmage.
Tyler Voss on the carry.
Gain of maybe 1 as Lorenzo Gomez came through to make the tackle.
Short gain brings up 2nd down and 9.
1 yard rush for Voss. He's up to 40 yards on his 6 carries tonight. 2nd and 9 coming up for Colby. They trail Ulysses 14-6 and are trying to take advantage of the 5th turnover that they have forced this season. 2 receivers right, tight end right. Shotgun. Slot man from the right, Betts in motion. It's a handoff to Voss. Big hole off the right side. Bounces it out to the left. He's across the 5. Dragged down from behind. Looks to have first down yardage. I think it's going to be 1st and goal for Colby. And it is. A 10-yard run for Tyler Voss down to the 2-yard line. 1st and goal for the Eagles. Well blocked that time by the right side of the Colby offensive line. Tyler Raymer and Zach Griffin opening up that hole for Tyler Voss. The wing Betts is an up man to the left side of the formation. Motion from the right, Bryce Myers. Snap to Vaughn, give to Voss, left side, trying to squeeze across the goal line. There's a pile of bodies right on the line. There is no signal yet.
Voss on the carry.
There is still no signal. It'll be 2nd down. The nose of the ball is practically on the goal line, but no dice for Tyler Voss on first down as the clock runs under 2.5 minutes to play in this first half. Colby now by 8. Just inches away. Vaughn in the gun, takes a snap, another give to Voss. Voss gets behind the left guard, Nick Raymer, and this time he's into the end zone for a Colby touchdown. Tyler Voss with the touchdown run, his 3rd of the season, and Colby can go for 2 and tie it if they choose. Trailing now 14-12 with 2:21 to play in this first half. And the offense remains on the field. Tyler Voss is in the shotgun. It's a direct snap to Voss, a fake to Betts, and Voss keeps it right up the middle into the end zone to tie the ball game. Tyler Voss with the 2-point conversion. Saw Colby work on something like that a little bit in the pregame warm-ups. The direct snap to a running back. He had Zane Betts to his right in the backfield, faked the give. It was essentially an option read for Tyler Voss, who of course was the backup quarterback last year, and he made the right read, kept it himself, and squeezed up the middle for the two-pointer. And with 2:21 to play in the first half here at Denon Field, we've got a brand new ball game, 14-14. A 4-play, 13-yard scoring drive that took a minute and 40 seconds off the clock and was set up by the fumble recovery. Again, couldn't quite tell who it was for Colby that fell on the loose ball. It was a low snap, and as Colby and Ulysses players tried to jump on it just behind the line of scrimmage, it must have just squirted out beyond that initial pile as it rolled 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. But Colby gladly taking advantage of the miscue on the snap from center. And 4 plays later, they have tied the score at 14. Hayden Fiken to kick it deep for Colby. A straight-on approach, and Fiken squibs it. Degayato, the big man, takes it, bouncing off of tackles, and now finally goes down just outside of midfield at the Ulysses 49-yard line. Good starting position for Ulysses. With 2:15 to play in the half, Ulysses is down to just one timeout. And they actually started at the 48-yard line, call it. So no gain on that return for Degollado. Ball on the near right hash. Heavy side of the single wing formation is the left side on first down. Direct snap, Brennan Vager off of left tackle, runs through an arm tackle and crosses midfield down to the Colby 46-yard line. Stopped there by Shane Puckett and Tyler Voss. Pick up call it 6 on that first down run for Vager. And Ulysses will be in a hurry. Again, only one timeout remaining. They are quick to the line on 2nd and 4. The direct snap goes to Vager. He runs off of left tackle, and this time Colby bottles him up, and he's shoved backwards. Nick Raymer finishes off the play. Connor Lanning had the first contact. Vager gets a yard on forward progress, makes it 3rd and 3 from the Colby 45. Clock moving towards a minute and a half to play in this first half. Tied at 14 from Denon Field. Vager now split out left. 3 receivers split out to the right. Ben Scott in the shotgun. Scott takes the snap, and it's a run play. Scott off the right side, lowers the shoulder, and looks like he's got the first down. Connor Lanning wrapped him up, but Scott had enough forward momentum to drag him outside the right hash to the 40. A 5-yard run and a first down for Ulysses to sustain the drive. Under a minute to play now in the half. Again, Ulysses just one timeout remaining. Ball on the right hash. Heavy side is the wide side. Snap to Vager, running outside left. Vager again stacked up by a host of black jerseys, and he goes down. Bottom of the pile, Tyler Raymer. Top of the pile, Tyler Voss. Ian Rosales there as well. You always expect him to be on the scene. No gain for Vager. 2nd and 10 upcoming, and Ulysses going quick. 1 receiver left, 3 to the right. Scott in the shotgun. 23 seconds and counting to play in the half. Scott drops back. He's under pressure, and down he goes! Zach Griffin with the sack back at the Ulysses 49-yard line. And the Tigers call their final timeout of the half with 15 seconds left. Zach Griffin, unblocked, went right into the grill of the quarterback, Ben Scott. Forward progress will keep the ball in Colby territory at the 48, but it is going to be a loss of 8 on the first quarterback sack of the season for the Eagles. It belongs to the senior Zach Griffin. Third and 18 coming up for Ulysses, and I have to imagine Nick Fawcett is drawing something up to get the ball into the hands of his standout junior, Evan Cortez, who at 6'1", 180 pounds, is a threat on the deep ball and a threat as well, of course, in the running game, as Colby has seen. He has a 35-yard run tonight. Though Ulysses has not thrown the ball much this year, they are 2 for 2 tonight for 33 yards passing is Ben Scott. And Scott does have a 57-yard touchdown pass this season. That was last week against Hugoton. He found Christian Jaquez, who is 6'1" himself. But Jaquez is not on the field on this play. Cortez is. He's a receiver to the right, trips right, one receiver left, 3rd and 18 from the 48. Snap to Scott, and Scott's running off the left side, runs through an ankle tackle, sprinting down the far sideline, is shoved out of bounds, shy of the first down at about the 32 with 6 seconds left in the half. Hunter Vaughn escorting Scott out of bounds. It was a designed run the entire way. And a pickup of 16 on the rush. 4th and 2 coming up for Ulysses with 6 seconds left and no timeout. In all likelihood, this is the final play of the half. Same formation, 3 receivers to the right. Colby's defensive backs 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Snap to Scott. 5-step drop, short throw, left side caught by Vager. Vager sprinting to the left and is out of bounds with 1.7 seconds left at the 21-yard line. Now call it the 22. It'll be a 10-yard catch and run by Vager. And it keeps the drive alive, converts the 4th down. And now there will be one more play left in this half with 1.7 seconds left. Ulysses has a much more manageable 22 yards to traverse if they want to find the end zone and break this 14-all deadlock. 3 receivers to the right side. Scott takes a shotgun snap. 3-step drop, throwing a deep slant over the middle, caught by Jaquez, and then the ball is jarred loose by Bryce Myers at the 5-yard line. Bryce Myers delivers the boom and knocks the ball out of the hands of the receiver on the final play of the first half. Nothing settled after 24 minutes on this homecoming night at Denon Field. It's Colby 14, Ulysses 14. We are back with the Cornerstone Ag halftime show after this. You're listening to the Eagles on radio on 100.3 The Ride.
Cornerstone for your farming operation. Cornerstone will be your foundation.
One definition of Cornerstone is something that is essential or indispensable. That's why Cornerstone Ag has it in their name. They know it's essential to have the best facilities to make it quick and easy for you to get in and out of the elevator. Eric and his staff has indispensable knowledge and experience to help you market your grain so you get the most for all your hard work.
You're never alone with Cornerstone.
Don't just insure your stuff, strut your stuff with Strut Insurance Services. Darvin and his professional agents in Colby and Brewster represent a wide variety of insurance companies. They can personally shop for a specific company and policy that offer you the absolute best coverage for the best price on most anything you own. Auto, motorcycle, home, crop, farm. If it has a value to you, they can cover it. Strut Insurance Services is locally owned and operated with hometown agents that are experienced and offer fast claims. Located at 1675 West 4th Street in Colby and Brewster. Just look for the big yellow sign of Strut Insurance Services.
Delicious food, friendly service, and a fun, relaxed atmosphere. You find it all at El Dos de Oros in Colby. Mexican favorites that your entire family can enjoy. Delicious, sizzling hot fajitas, scrumptious enchiladas, tasty tacos, burritos stuffed to the brim, and of course, the best margaritas around. That's all at El Dos de Oros. Go find them at 1921 South Range Avenue in Colby and enjoy delicious Mexican food.
Together, making a difference. Farmers and Merchants Bank supports locally owned businesses, farmers, and families. Community makes us what we are. Buying locally or volunteering. We are proud to promote the Colby area. Stop by either Farmers and Merchants Bank location, downtown or inside Dillon's, and see how we can help you with your banking needs. We have our roots where other banks have their branches. Farmers and Merchants Bank, member FDIC.
This is the Cornerstone Ag Halftime Show on coverage of the Colby Eagles on radio. 100.3 The Ride.
Partisans on both sides. Colby and Ulysses in Great West Activities Conference action. And both teams with the same number of points to show for their first 24 minutes of effort. We are tied at 14 here on homecoming night at Denon Field. Dan Lucero back with you on the Cornerstone Ag halftime show. Let's go ahead and break down the scoring summary to get the halftime show kicked off. Colby started with the ball. They won the toss and elected to receive. And they drove the ball into the red zone, but took a first down sack, and on a third down and long, Hunter Vaughn was intercepted for the first time this year. Brennan Bager picking off the Vaughn pass and returning it to the Ulysses 24-yard line. And from there, Ulysses embarked on a Homeric drive of over 8 minutes of possession. They moved the ball into the Colby red zone and had a first down and goal. In fact, they had 2 plays on the drive that were touchdowns that were called back on penalties. One on a block in the back and the other on an illegal procedure. The illegal procedure was called on a 4th and goal early in the second quarter, and it would have given Ulysses the early lead, but it was chalked off, and then a pass fell incomplete on 4th down, meaning Colby's defense had turned over the Tigers on downs. But the offense could not take advantage, going 3 and out. The punt set up Ulysses at the Colby 46, and in 2 plays, they were in the end zone. A 35-yard run by Evan Cortez gave them a 1st and 10 from the 11, and Brennan Bager did the rest, an 11-yard touchdown run to open the scoring. Lorenzo Gomez connected on the extra point to make it 7-0 Ulysses with 9:35 to play in the first half. But Colby answered right back. The first play of their very next drive was a screen pass from Hunter Vaughn to Tyler Voss that went for 56 yards and gave Colby a 1st and goal at the Ulysses 5. 2 plays later, Zane Betts polished off the drive, the sophomore scoring his first touchdown of the year on a 2-yard run. But Carson Van Eaton's extra point was blocked, the first extra point miss of the year for Colby. That meant Ulysses still led 7-6 with 8:30 to play in the first half. Back came Ulysses, another big play on a 3rd and 11. Brennan Bager took off of left tackle, shook off a tackler in the backfield, made one man miss, and then used his tremendous speed to get away from the Colby defense on his way to a 67-yard touchdown run. The extra point by Gomez made it 14-6 Ulysses with 6:36 to play in the first half. Colby would drive the ball deep into Ulysses territory after the ensuing kickoff. An attempted onside went out of bounds, but they failed to pick up the necessary yardage on a 4th and 5 and turn the ball over. Ulysses taking over at their own 20, but on the first play of that drive, a bad snap squibbed away from the first pile of bodies, and in the second pile of bodies, 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage, a Colby Eagle came away with it. And Colby set up shop at the Ulysses 13-yard line. It took them just 4 plays to find pay dirt Tyler Voss with a 1-yard touchdown run. And then for good measure, the Eagles went for 2, and Voss got those 2 points as well to tie the game at 14 with 2:21 to play in the first half. That's the scoring summary from a first 24 minutes of action here. We'll take a break, come back, and get you the halftime stats as the band plays on below us here on homecoming night. It is the Cornerstone Ag halftime show. You're listening to the Eagles on Radio on 100.3 The Ride.
So what do you see in your future? Buying the perfect home with a big oak tree? Watching your child graduate from college? Or finding more time for hobbies during retirement? Whatever your future holds, make sure you talk with a Farm Bureau Financial Services agent. Together, we'll create a plan that's right for you. It's your future. Let's protect it. Call Farm Bureau agent David Brown or Andrew Flanagan in Colby or Atwood today.
Imagine the perfect flow of grain from the field to the bin. Imagine a single rotor that ensures both quality and productivity. An advanced system that optimizes harvest settings on the go. You don't have to imagine. With features like AFS Harvest Command, an axial flow combine from Case IH always delivers the perfect flow for your operation. Find out how. Talk to your Case IH dealer today.
Dying is one of the few events in life that is certain to occur, yet one we are not likely to plan for. Hi, I'm Jason with Ballman Mortuary in Colby, Atwood, and Oakley. Pre-arranging your funeral service is a great way to make sure your family is taken care of, even after you're gone. At Ballman Mortuary, we'll help you plan ahead and make sure that your wishes are taken care of, from the type of service, monument, and casket you would like. We can set up pre-funding arrangements designed specifically for end-of-life needs. At Ballman Mortuary, we are dedicated to ensuring that your loved one's memories are cherished. See our website at ballmanmortuary.com today for more information.
One of the largest selection of combines in the entire Midwest is right now at your local John Deere American Implement dealer. Now, with the big selection of used machines, they're all clean, they're ready to roll, they have the service and parts team behind them. They're priced to sell with incentives like low financing, plus amazing lease deals. Yes, combines, plus tractors, sprayers, grain carts, and more at 16 different locations. Contact your local favorite salesman at your local American John Deere dealer. American Implement.
The Eagles on Radio, 100.3 The Ride.
The dance team finishing up their routine down on the field at Denon Field on this homecoming night. Colby and Ulysses tied at 14 at the intermission. This is the Cornerstone Ag halftime show, and I am Dan Lucero. Maybe you are struggling to hear me at the moment, but I promise that the dance routine is very nearly over, and the music will soon end as well. I'll wait to give you any real pertinent information until I know you can hear me. And doing the kick line now, and it's a longer routine than I thought. So, they saved the best stuff for homecoming night. I should have known that. 14-14 is our score. Rushing touchdowns by Zane Betts and Tyler Voss for Colby. A pair of rushing scores for Brennan Vager of Ulysses. Colby has missed an extra point but converted on a two-pointer. And you add all of that up, Ulysses 2 for 2 on their extra point kicks. And that's how you get to 14-14. Both teams have run the same number of plays in the first half. Both teams ran 26 plays. Ulysses did quite a bit more with theirs in terms of yardage gained. Ulysses with 26 plays for 218 yards, 175 on the ground, 43 through the air. Colby, 156 yards on their 26 plays, 86 on the ground, 70 through the air. For Ulysses, Ben Scott is 3 of 4 passing for 43 yards. No touchdowns, no interceptions. 3 different receivers with catches. Justin DeGoyato with a 19-yard reception. Andrew Scott, a 14-yard catch. And Brennan Vager with a 10-yard grab. On the ground, 22 team rushes for 175. And actually, I am forgetting something, so let me do a quick bit of math. It's actually 211 total yards on 27 plays for Ulysses. And why the correction? Well, I forgot to count the 7 yards lost on the fumble. That was the only turnover of the half for Ulysses. So anyhow, 23 carries for 168 yards for Ulysses. Their leading rusher, Brennan Vager, 14 carries, 113 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Evan Cortez, 5 rushes for 59 yards. Ben Scott, 3 carries for 13 yards, and that 1 team loss of 7 yards on the fumble. For Colby, Hunter Vaughn, 4 of 9 through the air for 70 yards. No touchdowns. He was intercepted once. Bryce Myers caught 2 passes for 5 yards. Tyler Voss has a 56-yard reception on a screen pass. Colin Carroll has a catch for 9 yards. On the ground, Tyler Voss shows the way for Colby. 9 carries, 52 yards, and a touchdown. Zane Betts has 4 carries for 14 yards and a score. Hunter Vaughn, 3 carries for 11 yards, and Isaiah Rosales has 1 carry for 9 yards. Each team turned the ball over once. Interception for Colby that Ulysses turned into a long drive but no points. Colby recovered that Ulysses fumble deep in Ulysses territory, and they did turn that into what ended up being the game-tying score late in the first half. Ulysses committed 6 penalties for 35 yards. Colby 3 penalties for 20 yards in that first half. 14-14 is our score. We'll get you some other scores from the GWAC in the area and maybe from across Kansas as well after we take this break. You're listening to the Eagles on Radio, 100.3 The Ride.
Today on Hey Culligan, better water that cares. Jane's on the line.
Hey Culligan, how can I avoid using all those plastic water bottles that harm the sea turtles?
Jane, our always-on drinking water system helps eliminate the equivalent of 15 billion single-use plastic bottles a year. So, you see, Culligan cares about sea turtles, too.
Aw, plastic pollutes and Culligan cures.
That's catchy, Jane, and totally true.
I'll take it, like now.
Jane, we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test with the local Culligan water expert at Culligan.com.
See your local Culligan dealer, Scheffner's Water Conditioning in Goodland and Colby.
When it comes to agriculture, Farm Credit of Western Kansas and Colby is your one-stop shop for all your credit needs. We offer a variety of loan products, including operating lines of credit, equipment and cattle loans, and real estate loans with long-term fixed rates up to 30 years. Farm Credit of Western Kansas is member-owned and pays an annual cash patronage, with this year's patronage totaling $3.5 million. Come see us at 1190 South Range in Colby, or call us toll-free at 1-800-657-6048.
Jim's finally taking that safari he's always dreamed of. But against Agnes's advice, Jim didn't get his eyes checked at Funk Optometry before leaving. Let's check in.
On the left side, we have the majestic African...
Zebras! I see them!
Wildebeest. On the right...
It's an elephant! I thought their trunks would be bigger.
That is a hippo. They don't have...
I didn't know there were kangaroos in Africa! I need a picture!
Wait, no, get back in the... Hi.
See all of life's big moments clearly. Get your eyes checked at Funk Optometry in downtown Colby, Atwood, and Hoxie today.
Those kangaroos are vicious!
roof's worn out and it needs replaced. Who you gonna call?
Roof Masters!
Roof Masters Roofing at Colby has been your premier roofing contractor for over 40 years, offering free estimates on all types of roofs, as well as seamless rain gutters and vinyl siding. So give us a call today. What's that number, Jake?
462-6642. I think you better call
Roof Masters!
The Eagles on radio, 100.3 The Ride.
Score this one all square, 14-14 between Colby and Ulysses after one half of football on this homecoming night in Colby. As the Cornerstone Ag halftime show continues, let's get you some halftime scores from elsewhere. Looking at GWAC action, Cimarron trying to leave their stamp on the GWAC this season. Of course, as the league's lone 2A team, they're done with league play after tonight before district play starts next week. Of course, they beat Colby last week, and they are leading Scott City at the half, 14-7. Blue Jays trying to make it back-to-back wins over the Beavers and finish their GWAC mark with a 2-1 record. That is the only GWAC league game tonight. In non-league action, last night, Hugoton pounded Guyman, Oklahoma, 33-6. Also tonight, Holcomb having no problem with Southwestern Heights, 41-0 that score at the half. Goodland and Lakin are locked in a 14-14 tie. That game all square as Goodland is still looking for their first win under new head coach Jordan Mosher. They were very close last week, a triple overtime loss to Norton. Norton, by the way, leading Russell 26-0. That's a halftime score. Larned up on Haven 29-0. That's at the half. Also at the break, Quinter routing Decatur Community 34-0. And I got one more score that I can give you from the area. It's from six-man football. Golden Plains, trailing Greeley County 34-14. That's a halftime score in six-man football. 14-14 the score in this one, and Colby and Ulysses are all even as both teams come out of their respective locker rooms for the pre-second half warm-up. We will take a break, come back, get you some keys to the second half, and get you ready for the second 24 minutes. All to play for on this homecoming night. Colby 14, Ulysses 14. You've been listening to the Cornerstone Ag Halftime Show. It's the Eagles on Radio, 100.3 The Ride.
I've been a big fan and supporter for a long time. And the most important thing is the commitment that the company has to the area.
We have benefited from the partnership by better communication in our rural areas, and we've been very pleased with our services from Nextech Wireless.
Our favorite aspect of being a Nextech Wireless customer is just the customer service, the friendliness. We know they're right there and they're going to be reliable and help us out.
Technology sure has changed since the mid-90s. Even though times have changed and technology has vastly improved.
Thank God.
The quality sales and service team at Office Works and Home Furnishings continues to be the best in the Northwest at making your office work. They provide the prompt professional service on site and in their shop. Plus, they got anything your office may need, from desks and printers all the way down to that pin with a chain on it. Call for sales or service at 462-2222 or come see their showroom on South Range in Colby.
The Eagles on radio, 100.3 The Ride.
Welcome back to Denon Field in Colby. I am Dan Lucero. You're listening to Colby Eagle Football on 100.3 The Ride, and we are moments away from the start of the second half. It will be Ulysses who starts with the football after Colby won the opening coin toss and chose to receive. So Ulysses starts with the ball, and they have had plenty of joy running it tonight out of that unique single wing formation. Didn't used to be unique, used to be the way they just played football. But they are averaging over 7 yards a carry against Colby so far, including a 67-yard touchdown run by Brennan Vager and a 35-yard run by Evan Cortez that set up an 11-yard touchdown run by Vager that opened up the scoring. So how can Colby adjust? They have done a fine job flowing to the ball, but they have not always tackled well tonight. They did make one defensive adjustment going into tonight. They had been playing with a 3-down lineman front for much of the season, and tonight they went back to a more traditional 4-man defensive front. And they have had some moments, but the big plays have been real big for Ulysses. And both have set up touchdowns. As for the Colby offense, Hunter Vaughn seems to just be a little bit out of sync in the passing game tonight. 4 for 9. Does have 70 yards passing thanks to a 56-yard connection on a screen play to Tyler Voss. But a couple of passes have fallen incomplete because receivers have not been where Hunter Vaughn thought they would be. And so they have got to get the receivers and the quarterback on the same page, because Ulysses has done a fine job limiting Colby's big plays on the ground, doing a good job getting an unblocked linebacker to the ball carrier. And those linebackers are good tacklers. Brennan Vager and Lorenzo Gomez, when they hit you, you tend to stay hit, and you tend not to break those tackles. And so Ulysses has played the kind of physical football you generally expect a Ulysses Tiger team to play. Colby's going to have to take the fight back to them in this second half. Again, all tied up at 14 as Taden Fiken leads the kickoff team for Colby out. He'll kick right to left or west to east, meaning Ulysses will move left to right, east to west in the second half.
Kicking for the Eagles is Taden Fiken.
Evan Cortez and Brennan Vager deep to return. Each man has returned a kick for a touchdown this year. It's a low line drive. Takes a friendly hop for Vager at the 17. Vager up the left hash, has some space, across the 40, still on his feet, running through tackles, and finally slowed down by an ankle tackle at midfield. The explosive return game of the Ulysses Tigers produces excellent field position to start the second half. They are going to be spotted at the Colby 49, so Ulysses starts in plus territory with 11:52 showing on the Denon Field scoreboard clock. Three men in the backfield in the single wing, with a wing and up back to the right on first down. It's a handoff to the left, a sweep for Evan Cortez. Cortez looking for the boundary, shoves a tackler off of him as he is pushed out of bounds from the backside. After a minimal gain, there is an injured Colby Eagle behind the play, down flat on his back. That is Zach Castigliano, who is down behind the play right at about the line of scrimmage. It's a pickup of 8 for Cortez on the run, and time is called as the Colby training staff and coaches attend to the senior Castigliano. Call that actually a 7-yard run for Cortez on first down. That was a more of a traditional look with a quarterback and 2 men in the backfield behind the quarterback. Castigliano helped to his feet, and with a little bit of assistance, and now free of assistance, he walks off the field. Castigliano does have a brace on his left knee, and he just looks like he's shaking off some cobwebs. Hopefully he'll be all right, and the senior can return to the game. He's replaced on defense by Jacob Edmondson on that defensive line. Also, actually, check that. There's going to be Tucker Wark at the linebacker spot who replaces him. Second down and 3, ball on the far left hash. Snap to Brennan Vager. Direct snap run off of right guard, and he's across the 40 to the 39, which is all he needs to move the chains for a first down. Ian Rosales with the tackle, but the sticks move for Ulysses. Just underway in the third quarter, tied at 18. Ulysses started this drive in Colby territory. They have a 1st and 10 from the Eagle 39. Wing and a receiver right. Twin backs in the single wing. Direct snap Vager right up the gut, and Colby grabs Vager as a group and forces him to the turf. Nick Raymer, Tyler Raymer, and Tucker Wark surrounding the ball carrier after a pickup of about a yard. Call it just 1 for Vager. 2nd and 9 coming up. Tight end left, wing and receiver right. Up back to the right of the formation. Ball between the hashes. Direct snap to Scott. End around left side Cortez. Huge hole Cortez. 20, 15, 10, 5. And he high steps into the end zone for Ulysses touchdown. 38-yard touchdown run for Evan Cortez. And Ulysses is back in the lead with 10:19 to play in the third. And once again, when I tell you a ball carrier marauding untouched through the line of scrimmage and beyond the Colby defense, I do mean completely unmolested. Nobody got a finger on him. It's a simple end around to the wing on the right, and Cortez has the speed and size to turn those into home runs just about every time. His first rushing touchdown of the night. Lorenzo Gomez's extra point try is true. And Colby once again find themselves trailing. They're down 21-14 with 10:19 to play in the third. We're back in a minute. You're listening to the Eagles on Radio, 100.3 The Ride.
Taco John's fans can't get enough of the new double cheese chicken boss burrito. One person said, which means this new and improved 3-cheese red pepper and smoky hatch chili queso makes Taco John's best burrito even better. Then someone else was like, which roughly translates to, this queso blanco and nacho cheese combo is unbelievable. Well said. The new double cheese chicken boss burrito, part of our queso blanco creations, only at Taco John's. Download our app for exclusive deals.
Just because everyone is getting back into the swing of school does not mean you let everything go at home. That's where Hoover Lumber of Goodland and Colby comes in. Keep your lawn looking its best with the help of Stage 3 fertilizer from Ultimate. Leaves will soon be covering the ground. Be prepared with either a new Craftsman or the all-popular Ego leaf blowers. Hoover's also continues to be your store for home improvement with Benjamin Moore paint and lumber. It's a good time to buy with prices coming down. Plus, they continue to stock all kinds of grills, and they now offer programming and cutting of car keys. Keep your home in the swing of things with the help of Hoover Lumber Ace Hardware in Goodland and Colby.
The Eagles on Radio, 100.3 The Ride.
Doesn't take long for Ulysses to seize the lead back to start this second half. A 4-play, 49-yard scoring drive. 38-yard touchdown run by Evan Cortez. Makes it 21-14 Tigers. High end over end kick is fielded by Brody McGreer. Left sideline of the 18. McGreer lowering the head, charging forward, taking a tackler for a ride at the 30-yard line, but moving sideways instead of forward. And McGreer finally marked down at about the 31-yard line. That's where Colby will start their first drive of the second half with 10-12 to play in the third.
We begin to drive first and 10 from their own 31-yard line.
Hunter Vaughn out in the shotgun with Tyler Voss to his right. Ball in the near left hash as Colby moves right to left in this third quarter. Two receivers to the right. The wings aim bets from the left in motion. The handoff goes to Tyler Voss, picking his way off of left guard and shoved down from behind after a minimal gain. Blake Rodriguez with the tackle after a pickup of just 2 for Voss on first down.
Brings up second down and 8 for the Eagles.
2nd and 8 coming up. The two receivers go to the short side left. Myers in the slot next to Van Eaton. That's the wing right behind the tight end Carroll. Snap to Vaughn. Handoff Voss, sweeping right, cuts it inside along the right hash and crosses the 35 up to about the 37-yard line before he is taken down. Carmelo Orozco on that tackle.
Number 31, Carmelo Orozco. Number 73, Fernando Montoya.
Gain of 4 sets up a 3rd down and 4 for Colby. The Eagles quick to the line of scrimmage. Two receivers right, they flip the formation. Snap to Vaughn, handoff to Voss, lowers the shoulder and is tripped up short of the first down. Tackle on the play made by Degollado, a yard shy of the first down. A 3-yard gain to the 40 sets up a 4th and 1.
4th down and 1.
And Colby's gotten good push all night. Are they going to leave the offense out here? It looks like they will on 4th and 1 from their own 40. 8:47 and counting to play in the third, down by a touchdown, 21-14. Snap to Vaughn, give to Voss, and Voss into a pile, has the first down before he is shoved backwards. He squeezed in between his center and left guard to the 42-yard line and got the 2 yards he needed on a 4th and 1 to move the chains.
Voss picks up the first down for Colby.
So Tyler Voss with 4 straight carries to start this half. He's up to 63 yards on 13 carries tonight. 2 receivers left, 1 receiver to the right. Voss to the left of Vaughn in the gun on 1st and 10. 3-step drop. Vaughn throwing a seam down the left side, and he overthrew Zane Betts. Betts had space. In fact, there were 2 receivers who were open, and Vaughn just overshot Betts on the seam route. Incomplete. Hunter Vaughn came in 22 of 37 passing on the year, but not able to dial in the efficiency tonight. 4 of 10 now for 70 yards. 2nd and 10 from the Colby 42. Ball between the hashes as the Eagles move right to left, trailing 21-14 with 8:03 to play in the third. Shotgun with a wing left, receivers either side. It's a handoff to Voss, hit in the backfield, nowhere to go but down. But a flag is down as it looked like Tyler Raymer was tangled up with Justin Degollado. It's a loss of 3 to the 39 with Montoya coming in to make the tackle. The penalty is a holding call on Colby.
Holding called against the Eagles.
So does Ulysses want the penalty, or do they want the loss of yards and a 3rd and long? Penalty looks like it occurred behind the line of scrimmage, but they are going to decline the penalty. The line judge across the way is signaling that the penalty is declined. The 3-yard loss then, the result of the play, is accepted. And it's 3rd and 13 for Colby from their own 39-yard line. Line again is the Ulysses 48. 2 receivers right, wing to the left. Vaughn takes the snap, 4-man rush. Vaughn with time, zings it down the left sideline, underthrown, intercepted. Picked off at the 42-yard line, and returning down the right side is Christian Jaquez. He is still on his feet as a flag comes in behind the plate. Jaquez finally goes down at the Colby 35-yard line. Hunter Vaughn picked off for a 2nd time tonight. The intended receiver was Tyler Voss, running a wheel route out of the backfield to the left. But it was underthrown and behind Voss, and Jaquez read the mail and intercepted the pass. The penalty is a block in the back on Ulysses on the return. And so Ulysses with a 21-14 lead will take over 10 yards behind the spot of the foul, which will be the Colby 47. Second turnover of the night for Colby. 7:46 to play in the third, and the Eagles in a danger zone here. Down by 7. They haven't shown the ability to get Ulysses' offense off the field. A 4-game winning streak against the Tigers in jeopardy. Direct snap to Vega on the single wing. He sweeps left on 1st down, runs through a pair of ankle tackles, cuts it back inside of the right, and stumbles down just inside the left hash at the Colby 39-yard line. A pickup of 8 on 1st down. Colby just not finishing tackles at the point of attack. Vega now up to 125 yards on 17 carries. Talked before the broadcast about Colby being victimized by big chunk running plays last week, and as Yogi Berra would say, it's deja vu all over again. Heavy side of the single wing is the right side, the wide side on 2nd and 2. Another direct snap to the back and fighting his way forward. This is not Vega, I don't think. Looks too small to be Vega, but a tremendous amount of fight as he surged against the Colby defense. That was Brayson Salinas. And he is going to be marked down right at about the line to gain, which is the 37. Have not seen a signal, and now we do see that it is a 1st down. First carry of the night for Brayson Salinas. Just 5'7", 150 pounds, and he was hit at the line of scrimmage, but he kept the legs churning and pushed ahead for 2 yards. Fresh set of downs for Ulysses at the Colby 37. They lead 21-14 as we approach the midway point of the third quarter. Receiver out to the left as Ben Scott takes a snap. Another handoff to Vega off of right guard. And this time Colby swarms the ball carrier, and Ian Rosales takes him down one-on-one for a short gain to the 36. Just 1 yard on the run for Vega. 2nd down and 9. Ulysses breaks their huddle. Single wing with the heavy side right, and includes the wing Cortez. Direct snap to Vager off of right guard, and he is grabbed from behind by Rosales and held up, and here comes the cavalry. Zach Griffin helps to finish off the play. Tyler Voss there as well. No gain for Vager. 3rd and 9 coming up.
Carry defending are Nick Raymer, Tyler Voss, and Connor Lanning.
Nick Raymer, Connor Lanning also in. Good team pursuits by Colby on that run play. And a 3rd and 9 coming up for Ulysses. Ball at the Colby 36. 5 minutes to play in the third. Ulysses with the 21-14 lead. Vager split out left, 3 receivers to the right. Ben Scott in the shotgun. Scott takes the snap, spins to his left. This is quarterback run all day. Scott looking for the boundary. He's got the first down. Bryce Myers cuts him down across the 25 on the boundary. He is marked at the 25. It is an 11-yard run and a first down for Ulysses. They have been able to run the ball when everybody knows they're going to run the ball, and that is the symbol of a successful offense. 11 yards on 3rd and 9, and the drive continues. 1st and 10 for Colby, or rather for Ulysses from the Colby 25. Ball on the far left hash. Wing to the left side. And some confusion on the snap. It looked like the snap was pump faked, and there was movement up front. False start called on Ulysses. That is their 7th penalty tonight.
False start called against the Tigers. First down and 15.
End of the third quarter, Holcomb leading Southwestern Heights 47-0. Lakin and Goodland tied at 14 after 3. Cimarron leads Scott City 20-14 at the end of 3. They all started right at 7 o'clock tonight. We, of course, started about 15 minutes late.
Yes, it is. You absolutely right. I was literally watching.
Heavy side is left, and more movement up front. That time it was Andrew Scott who took a stutter step as he was lining up as a wide receiver to the left. Another false start on Ulysses. And this drive going in the wrong direction. Well, Colby will take this because it has felt tonight like the only team that can stop the Ulysses offense is Ulysses. 1st and 20 now, back at the Colby 35. Ulysses leads 21-14 as we approach 4 minutes to play here in the third. Shotgun, trips right. Ben Scott, a quarterback, takes the snap. 5-step drop, short throw left side, tipped and caught. But Vager had a knee on the ground when he caught it. I think it was Edmondson who got the hand on it. Vager caught it, but with a knee on the ground at the 31-yard line. And it will be 2nd down and 16 coming up. That's Vager's 2nd reception tonight. 4th completion on 6 attempts for Ben Scott through the air. Wing and receiver right, ball on the far left hash on 2nd and long. Direct snap, Brennan Vager sweeping right, trying to bounce it to the edge. Tyler Voss grabs him by the waist and scores the 2-point takedown, the standout wrestler for Colby. At the 28-yard line, pickup of just 3 for Vager, as that time he was unable to get to the boundary and turn the corner. 3rd and 13 coming up for Ulysses. Under 3 minutes to play in the third quarter. This is already a 4-minute drive for the Tigers, who lead 21-14. Heavy side is the wide side left in the single wing. On this 3rd and long, direct snap, Vager. Vager sweeping left, hit by Nick Raymer. He slips the grasp of Raymer, but Raymer held him up enough that a horde of black jerseys are able to catch up and force Vager down outside the left hash at the 24-yard line. A 4-yard pickup brings up a 4th down and 9.
4th down and 9 to go for the Tigers.
And with the way that Ulysses has eaten up clock and moved the ball, this is, you almost feel like a must-stop situation for Colby. Call it a 4th and 8 from the 23. Trips right, shotgun. One receiver left is Vager. Colby crowd making noise. Snap to Ben Scott. 3-step drop. Throws down the middle. He has a man wide open. Cortez on the post, and he walks in for a Ulysses touchdown. Nobody deep over the middle, and Evan Cortez outran the defensive back. Hauls in the post for a 23-yard touchdown. Colby has had no answer all night for Evan Cortez and this Ulysses offense, and they have a chance to double Colby up with 1:48 to play in the third. 23 yards on the connection on 4th and 9. That is Cortez's first reception of the night. It is his first touchdown reception of the year. It is Ben Scott's third touchdown pass. Lorenzo Gomez is 3 for 3 on extra points tonight. He is now 4 for 4. 28-14, Ulysses doubling up Colby with 1:48 to play in the third quarter. You're listening to the Eagles on radio, 100.3 The Ride.
With High Plains Co-op, it's great to know that the more things change, the more things stay the same. High Plains Co-op and their 8 locations in Colby, Dresden, Gem, Grainfield, Hoxie, Levant, Park, and Selden are here to give you the service you need and deserve. High Plains Co-op is there for all of your grain, feed, and fuel needs. Get the latest in markets, ag news, and information by visiting their website, highplainscoop.com. That's hi-plainscoop.com. Continuing to stand with you is High Plains Co-op.
The summer sales event is in effect all month at Colby Dodge. Take advantage of discounts up to $5,000 off MSRP on new 2021 Ram 1500s. Our new inventory is building up, so stop by today to see what we have in stock. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, don't worry, we may have one coming that will work for you. We would love to appraise your trade-in so you can take advantage of this historically high market. Stop by today. Visit us in person at exit 53 I-70, Colby, Kansas, or browse online 24/7 at colbydodge.com.
The Eagles on radio, 100.3 The Ride.
Colby Eagles in some trouble on their home field on homecoming night. They trail 28-14 after Ben Scott connects with Evan Cortez on a 23-yard touchdown pass on a 4th down and 9 to extend Ulysses' lead to its largest of the night with 1:48 to play in the third quarter. Lorenzo Gomez, a short end-over-end kick taken by Brody McGreer, left side at the 20. It's a reverse handoff and some space for Isaiah Rosales down the left sideline on the return. He is dragged out of bounds near midfield on the Ulysses side. And a flag is down behind the play, way behind the play, as it looked like there may have been some extracurriculars. It was Thomas Dennis, a senior, involved for Colby, and Devin DeLay, a senior, involved for Ulysses. A flag all the way back at the 27. The ball right now is at the Ulysses 49, but I think this is going to come back a ways. And I think it's a dead ball foul.
Personal foul called against the Eagles.
It is. It's a personal foul on Colby, so it knocks 15 yards off of that outstanding return. Colby takes over instead at their own 36.
The Eagles begin their drive, first down 10 from their own 36.
So with 1:41 to play in the third, Colby doesn't have the field position that they ought to have because of a dead ball penalty. Hunter Vaughn in the shotgun on first down with 2 receivers to the short side right. It's an end around to that side. Zane Betts following his blocks. Betts across the 40 and wrapped up, thrown out of bounds at about the 43-yard line. Finishing the play for the Ulysses defense, Christian Jaquez. But a good run for Zane Betts on first down on his 5th carry of the night. He makes his way to the 43, a pickup of 7.
Down 3 for Colby.
2nd and 3 coming up for the Eagles. 2 receivers left. Motion again for Betts, and again he takes a hand off, but this time he stripped to the ball in the backfield, and was it recovered in bounds? It was not. Jaquez got into the backfield and slapped the ball away from Zane Betts, who has unfortunately been a little bit fumble-prone in his young career. But fortunately, the ball took a huge carom towards the Colby sideline and ended up going out of bounds at the 45. So it actually ends up being a break for Colby as it sets up a 3rd down and 1. Two receivers right, ball on the near side left on 3rd and 1 from the Colby 45. Hand off to Tyler Voss, and he takes it up inside for a short gain, but it should be enough. Lorenzo Gomez knifing in for that tackle, but it is a pickup of 2, and the chains move with 1:16 to play in the third. Colby converts on 3rd down.
Stop on the play by number 2, Justin David Waller.
Colby ball at their own 47 with a first down and 10, trailing 28-14 as we go under a minute to play in the third. Two receivers right, wing left. Vaughn in the gun, running back to his right. Snap to Vaughn, handoff Voss. Voss takes it outside to the left, following the block, and Nick Raymer crosses midfield, then is shoved forward and down at the Ulysses 47-yard line by Brayson Salinas. A 6-yard pickup for Voss on first down. Voss up to 68 yards on his 16 carries tonight. Under 30 seconds to play in the third. Two receivers left, one to the right. Ball in the near left hash on 2nd and 4. Voss to Vaughn's left. Chest high snap. Vaughn, 3-step drop. Quick throw over the middle, and he overshoots Betts again on that seam route. It just hasn't been Hunter Vaughn's night through the air. Has been some opportunities there for Colby to hit some plays, but Vaughn has been sailing the ball a bit. He has thrown his first 2 interceptions of the year tonight as well. So it's 3rd and 4 for Colby from the Ulysses 47. Two receivers right with Betts in the slot. Snap to Vaughn. He spins and rolls right. Looking into the flat, sets his feet, continues to roll, throws to the sideline, has a catch. Zane Betts at the 35 on the far side. He's out of bounds at the 33-yard line. 14 yards on the 3rd down connection. And that was more like the Hunter Vaughn we saw in the first 2 weeks this season, with poise and accuracy, hitting a receiver along the sideline. 14 yards on Zane Betts' first catch of the night. 1st and 10, Colby at the Ulysses 33 with 10 seconds to play in the third. Colby can get one more snap off if they want. Two receivers left, ball on the far right hash. Wing left, wing right. The wing right Betts in motion. Snap to Vaughn,
Flag on the play.
but a whistle and a flag is down. And it's a false start on Colby. And that blunts the Eagle momentum. Their 5th penalty tonight. Marches them back to the Ulysses 38. Colby trailing 28-14, late third. Needing something out of this drive. Two receivers left, one to the right. Chest high shotgun snap. Sprint left for Vaughn. Steps up and has some room down the middle of the field. Trying to make a man miss, but Lorenzo Gomez drove him down hard. Popped the ball free. There's a scrum for the ball.
Stopped by Lorenzo Gomez.
Lorenzo Gomez has it. But I believe the official's going to rule that Hunter Vaughn was down by contact after a 5-yard run, and that is the final play of the third quarter. Hey, Colby fans, put your 4 fingers in the air. The Eagles need you. They're down 28-14 after 3 on homecoming night at Denon Field. You're listening to the Eagles on radio, 100.3 The Ride.
People's State Bank offers 10 convenient locations statewide. Whether you're looking for a loan, personal or business accounts, ATMs, mobile banking, or bill pay, PSB wants to help you. At People's State Bank, we take pride in our communities. Check us out at psbbanks.com. People's State Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The McDonald's is food you buckle in with your seatbelt deal. And there's no reason not to take that extra precaution, because a meal from McDonald's is not just a meal. It's often your most precious cargo.
Enjoy one of our $3 bundles, like a hot and spicy McChicken or 6-piece Chicken McNuggets, each paired with small fries. Add any size soft drink for just $1. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. McDonald's. I'm loving it.
The Eagles on radio, 100.3 The Ride.
Fourth quarter time at Denon Field. Colby trailing Ulysses 28-14. The Eagles have the ball moving left to right as you listen. 2nd and 10 from the Ulysses 33-yard line. Ball on the far left hash on 2nd down. Hunter Vaughn drops back. Screen pass right side. Tyler Voss looking to follow a block and does. Runs through an ankle tackle across the 30. Down close to the 25-yard line. In fact, down close to the 20-yard line. A first down for Colby. He's going to be marked at the 20. A pickup of 13 on the catch and run. Second time Colby has run that screen pass to good effect tonight. 1st and 10 for Colby at the Ulysses 20. Ball on the right hash. Two receivers tight right. Motion from the wing left, Zane Betts. He takes the handoff. Betts squeezes through a gap across the 15, dragging a tackler, Vager, out of bounds, close to another first down at the 10. Good first down run for Zane Betts, and he is marked down at the 11-yard line, a pickup of 9. Colby has never led in this game, fell behind 7-0 and 14-6. Gave up 2 third-quarter touchdowns, both of them coming from Evan Cortez of Ulysses. On 2nd and 1, Betts again in motion. The handoff goes to Voss off of left guard. Voss has the first down across the 10, right between the hashes, down to the 7-yard line. First and goal for Colby after the 4-yard run by Voss, his 17th carry tonight. Early fourth quarter, Colby trying to halve the deficit here. 2 receivers right. Betts in motion. Betts takes the jet sweep handoff, trying to get around to the right, makes one man miss, stumbles close to the goal line, and he's in! Touchdown, Colby! Zane Betts able to stretch the ball across the line to gain, and Colby is on the board with 10:55 to play in the fourth. A chance to cut this Ulysses lead in half. 7-yard touchdown run for Zane Betts is his second touchdown run tonight. And Colby's offense remains on the field. They may look to go for 2 here after they had an extra point blocked earlier tonight. Hunter Vaughn is in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the left, a wing and a tight end to the right. Vaughn the snap. The give to Betts. Off of right tackle. He spins his way in for the 2-point conversion. Colby within 6 with 10:55 to play. Ulysses 28, Colby 22. You're listening to the Eagles on radio, 100.3 The Ride.
Your home is the one place where everything should be perfect, including your air. McKee Inc. helps you achieve the perfect air you deserve with reliable, groundbreaking, award-winning Lennox products. Call McKee Inc. to hear more about how we can help you feel healthier and happier in your home. It doesn't get any more perfect than that. Call us today at 785-462-3132. Rarely, if ever, do you hear someone say they look forward to going to the doctor's office. This is Dr. Kristen Parker with Northwest Kansas Chiropractic. Many chiropractic patients experience instant pain relief after receiving a treatment. As a result, a number of our patients have said they actually look forward to their chiropractic adjustments. If you've never been to a chiropractor, I'd like to personally invite you into our clinic for effective, comfortable, and professional care. Learn more about us online at nwkchiro.com.
The Eagles on radio, 100.3 The Ride.
Carson Van Eaton to kick deep for Colby. As they have cut the deficit to just 6, he actually kicks it short, angled toward the far side, and diving on the ball is a Ulysses up man at about the 27-yard line, so Colby keeps it away from the dangerous return men, Cortez and Vager for Ulysses. They've done all the damage for Ulysses tonight. Colby's main man has been Zane Betts, at least as far as scoring plays are concerned. Betts with his second touchdown of the night, a 7-yard run, and a 2-point conversion run by Tyler Voss. His second 2-point conversion run of the night has made it 28-22 Ulysses with 10:55 to play in the fourth quarter. Drive starts at the Ulysses 27. Can the Colby defense come up with a stop? Ball on the far right hash, heavy single wing to the right. Direct snap, Brennan Vager on first down. Vager threw a wave of tacklers, then stood up by Nick Raymer and driven back hard.
Brennan Vager on the carry.
Pickup of about 3 for Vager on first down. Vager's 22nd carry of the night. He's up to 136 rushing yards. Second and 7 coming up for Ulysses. Ulysses has turned the ball over once. A lot of fumble. They turned the ball over once on downs. They have scored 4 times, and they had to drive in because the half ended. Direct snap, Ben Scott. Scott on the keeper on second down, runs right into Tyler Voss, and Voss gets the leverage and takes down Scott just inside the far right hash. Short gain, third down coming up. But first, there was a penalty that was on Colby. A flag on the play for offside. So 2nd and 7 becomes a 2nd down and 2 instead of what would have been 3rd and medium. Colby lined up in the neutral zone. Rare that you see the play continue considering where the flag came out. Some conversation occurring between the head official and his side judge or line judge. They're going to move the ball 5 yards forward from the spot. Up to the 35-yard line of Ulysses. 2nd down and 2 coming up for the Tigers, leading 28-22 with 10:02 to play. Just like last Friday, Colby within a score in the 4th quarter on the road, needing a stop defensively. Wing and receiver right on 2nd and 2. Direct snap to Vager. End around handoff Cortez. Cortez still on his feet at the 40 to the 45. Grab from behind and drag down at midfield. 15 yards for Evan Cortez. Call it 14 to the Ulysses 49. Cortez is over 100 tonight. 118 yards on just 8 carries. And it has been much too easy for Ulysses tonight for their ball carriers to sneak through the first wave. This veteran defensive line for Colby getting beat up. 1st and 10 from the Ulysses 49. Single wing to the right. Low snap, scooped up by Vager, trying to get outside of the right, and he does. Dragging a tackler, Tyler Raymer, across the Colby 45, diving along the right sideline to about the 43. 8-yard run on 1st down, and that was a play that could have gone bust, but once again, Ulysses blocked it well. Colby didn't get to the backfield, and the first tackler missed. Approaching 9 minutes to play in the 4th quarter. Ulysses in the Colby territory now with a 28-22 lead. Receivers to either side. 3 men in the backfield and up back to the right. Snap to Ben Scott. Dropped the handoff, picked up by Evan Cortez, and he swings the play back outside of the right, keeps his footing, runs through 2 tacklers, has the 1st down, and finally taken down from behind at the Colby 32. Disaster averted, and Evan Cortez with the speed and the strength to turn potential disaster into an 11-yard rush and moves the sticks once again for Ulysses. 1st and 10 for the Tigers from the Colby 32. Couple of very nervy moments for Ulysses, but they've kept their cool. 0-2 on the year coming into tonight. Looking for their first win under new head coach Nick Fawcett. Direct snap, Vager sweeping right on 1st down, again through the first wave of tacklers. Swung down from behind before he can turn the corner right, and then a flag comes down behind the play. The tackle for Colby was made by Nick Raymer. There is a flag behind the play as somebody for Ulysses was on their backside. It's a dead ball personal foul, and I'm not sure who it's on. If I had to guess, it's on Colby, but I'm not sure. And I don't think the head referee is sure. No, it's going to be on Ulysses. They're marching the ball backwards. What a big break this is. 15 yards from the spot back to the 43. So a 4-yard run by Vager, but minus 15 on the personal foul. And it becomes a 1st down and 21 from the Ulysses 43. 8:30 to play in this game. Ulysses 28, Colby 22. Colby needs a stop and a score, and that personal foul certainly helps their cause.
1st down and 21 for the Tigers.
Winging up back to the right. The snap to Vager. It's the end around to Cortez, left side. Spinning off of 1, now 2 tackles, and Colin Carroll able to throw him down at the 35.
He's tackled by number 30, Colin Carroll.
8-yard run by Cortez on the 1st and long. Brings up a 2nd down and 13. Second week in a row, Colby has given up a pair of 100-yard rushers. Braxton Harrison, Mason Escom last week for Cimarron. Brennan Vager and Evan Cortez tonight for Ulysses. 2nd and 13 from the Colby 35. Ball between the hashes, up, back, and wing to the right. Direct snap to Scott, and Scott fakes and keeps up the middle, has nowhere to go. Colby stayed disciplined that time. Zach Castigliano in on that tackle with Tyler Voss. No gain. 3rd and 13 coming up.
By Tyler Voss and Zach Castigliano.
Colby has struggled tonight on 3rd and long and 4th and long. They have given up a 67-yard touchdown on a 3rd and 11. They gave up a 23-yard touchdown on a 4th and 9. This is a 3rd and 13 from the Colby 35. Ulysses spreads it out. 3 receivers right, 1 receiver left. Ben Scott in a short shotgun. Whistles before the snap. And a timeout taken by Colby. Their first of 3 will take it with 7:07 left in this one. Ulysses 28, Colby 22. Big 3rd down coming up. You're listening to the Eagles on Radio, 100.3 The Ride.
The Colby Free Press brings residents of Thomas County news, pictures, and commentary on the happenings, issues, and events that impact the lives of residents of Thomas County. The Colby Free Press is informative and affordable. The Colby Free Press is a local daily newspaper that has earned a great reputation for journalistic excellence and extensive knowledge of the local communities of Colby, Rexford, Brewster, and surrounding communities.
Hello, this is J.L. Evans with Western State Bank in Colby. If you're looking for a commercial or ag loan, stop by and see Matt Smith or myself at our home on the range, 1750 South Range in Colby. If you're too busy to come see us, we'd be glad to come to your place of business or farm. If you're in the market for a home loan or would like to refinance and take advantage of the current low home loan rates, come in and see Janice Cates to learn about all the home loan products at Western State Bank in Colby. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
The Eagles on Radio, 100.3 The Ride.
3rd and 13 for Ulysses from the Colby 35. Short shotgun, 3 receivers right. It's a bubble screen to the right side, but Ben Scott underthrew Lorenzo Gomez, and the pass falls incomplete. That play had no chance to develop as Scott's throw was errant. It brings up a 4th and long from the Colby 35. A massive play here with Ulysses leading Colby 28-22 with 7:05 to play in this game. Ulysses looking for their first win of the year. Colby trying to avoid 2 straight losses and trying to keep a 4-game winning streak against Ulysses in this GWAC series alive. Same formation on 4th and 13. Short shotgun snap to Scott. Pressure from the backside. Zips it deep down the middle of the field. There's contact. The ball is knocked away, incomplete. Hunter Vaughn playing deep safety. Knocked the pass away from Evan Cortez. Vaughn got there just in time to make the contact with the ball and the receiver as it arrived, and Colby forces the turnover on downs that they absolutely had to. With 7 minutes to play in the game, they take over at their own 35, down 28-22. Colby's offense on the field. Ball between the hashes. They go left to right in this 4th quarter. Motion from the wing left. Zane Betts on 1st down. He takes the handoff. Runs through a tackle in the backfield. Follows his blocks to the 40 and is banged down there outside the right hash. Lorenzo Gomez on that tackle along with Blake Rodriguez. 5-yard run for Betts, who has 2 touchdowns and 44 yards on 9 carries tonight. Colby down just 6. They opted to go for 2 after they scored their last touchdown and got it. So all they need to do is find the end zone to tie. Voss motions out of the backfield. End around handoff to Betts, trying to squeeze in between his blockers, and does. Leaning close to the 1st down yardage at the 45 as he was being tripped up. It looks like he's half a yard short. 4 yards on the run for Zane Betts. 3rd and inches coming up for Colby. Approaching the midway point of this 4th quarter. Wing left, 2 receivers right. Low snap, handoff, Voss. Voss off of left tackle, has the 1st down, running upright across midfield, taken down at the Ulysses 48-yard line. 8 yards on 3rd and 1, and the Eagles move the sticks.
Stopped on the play by Grayson Salinas.
Grayson Salinas came up from his linebacker spot to make the tackle, but good vision by Voss to get behind Ian Rosales and Nick Raymer, the strong side of that Colby line. 1st and 10 from the Ulysses 48. 2 receivers left, wing to the right. Snap to Vaughn, bubble screen left side, plucked off the ground by Bryce Myers, and he dives forward to get what he can. Because it was a low throw, Myers had to really make sure he brought it in. And then as the defense converged, he dove outside the left hash across the 45 to the 44 for a 4-yard pickup. That takes Hunter Vaughn over 100 yards passing tonight, 101 on 7 completions. 2nd down and 6 coming for Colby. 2 receivers right, wing left. The wing bet's in motion. He takes it on the sweep, trying to cut inside a tackler, but he is denied. That was Salinas coming downhill again, and making the tackle for a loss of a yard on Betts.
3rd down and 6 for the Eagles.
3rd and a long 6 coming up for Colby. They trail 28-22 with 4:50 and counting to play. Ian Rosales took a tumble on that last play, but he is back on the offensive line at left tackle, ready to go. Vaughn in the gun, takes a snap, handoff Voss, up the gut. Voss shoved backward before he can reach the 40. Brennan Vager set his feet and got help from Justin Degollado to stop Voss at the 42, a pickup of just 3. 4th and 3 coming for Colby. Down 28-22, of course, they will go for it at the Ulysses 42. Eagles look toward the sideline for the play. They send 2 receivers right with Zane Betts in the slot, 1 receiver left. Tight end right. Voss to the right of Vaughn. But before the snap, whistles, and Ulysses calls time. We'll keep it here with 3:59 to go. First time out of the half called by Ulysses. They lead this game 28-22 and have never trailed. 2 teams mostly trading blows. It was 14-14 at the half. 3rd quarter was all Ulysses. They opened the half with a short 4-play, 49-yard scoring drive. And then after Hunter Vaughn threw an interception, Ulysses turned that into 7 points with a 9-play, 47-yard scoring drive. Led 28-14 with under 2 minutes to play in the 3rd, but Colby's ensuing drive went for not 6, not 7, but 8. As Zane Betts ran in for a touchdown and Tyler Voss punched in the 2-point conversion. That made it 28-22. That's where we stand with 3:59 to go. Colby 3 yards away from extending this drive. They're at the Ulysses 42. Nose of the ball just outside of the 41, so it's 4th and a short 3. 2 receivers right. Vaughn in the gun, takes a snap, spins right, now steps up in the pocket. He's going to run this, and he's going to get the first down, angling toward the sideline, and he's shoved out of bounds at the 32-yard line. Hunter Vaughn does it himself, and the drive continues. 9 yards to the 33. Excellent decision there by Hunter Vaughn to take off and run it himself. As Ulysses sagged back in zone defense, and once Vaughn saw a clear pocket and room to run, he took off. 1st and 10, Colby from the Ulysses 33. 2 receivers to the short side right. Vaughn takes a chest-high snap. Clean pocket. Throwing the seam again, looking for Betts, and again he overthrows him incomplete. That is the 3rd time that Colby has run that play. The 3rd time it has been there for big yardage, and unfortunately the 3rd time that Hunter Vaughn has missed the throw. That stops the clock with 3:49 to play. Colby trailing 28-22 on homecoming night. We are way past due for a station ID. I apologize. This is KRDQ Colby, 100.3 The Ride, the Colby Eagles on radio. I'm Dan Lucero. 2 receivers left. Wing right, tight end right. Ball on the right hash. Vaughn takes a snap, play action, and a keeper, and Vaughn up the middle, lost the ball. It was jarred free on the hit by Vager, but Tyler Voss alertly able to fall on the ball at the 35.
He's stopped by Brennan Vager.
Brennan Vager got a hat right on the ball and knocked it out, but Tyler Voss trailing the play, able to recover. Colby with a 3rd and 11 coming up here from the Ulysses 35. 2 receivers left the wide side of the field. Vaughn takes a snap. Short drop. Throwing over the middle, looking for Betts, and again he overthrew him, although that time it looked a little more reachable for Betts. He did not get both hands up to the ball. And an absolutely massive 4th and 11 coming up for Colby. Down by 6 with 3:11 to go. Ball at the Ulysses 35 on the near right hash, nearest the Colby bench. Two receivers left, one to the right. Vaughn takes a low snap. Four-man rush, throwing inside the right side, and he underthrew. Colin Carroll incomplete. Hunter Vaughn just has not been able to dial in those downfield throws. And a drive that lasted nearly 4 minutes comes to an end with a turnover on downs. Ulysses with the lead and the ball. 3:08 to play here. Ulysses takes over at their own 35 on top, 28-22. Trying to snap a 4-game losing skid against the Eagles and earn their first win of the year under their new head coach, Nick Fawcett, the former St. Francis head man. Colby defense has stood tall once tonight in this fourth quarter. Can they do it again? Direct snap in the single wing. Brennan Vager outside right on first down. Runs through an arm tackle. Lowers the shoulder. Runs into Tyler Raymer. And Raymer shoves him backwards at the 40-yard line. And down to the turf. 5-yard gain for Vager on first down. 25th carry of the night for the senior Vager. Matching his total from the first 2 weeks combined. He's got 153 yards. In fact, Colby tonight, after they gave up 297 rushing yards last week, they've given up close to 300 on the ground again tonight. After they did not give up a 200-yard rushing game all of last year. 2nd and 5 from the Ulysses 40. Ball on the far right hash. Crowd making noise here at Denon Field. Ulysses taking their time on the snap. It's a direct snap to Vager, again looking to go right, and Vager lowers the shoulder and barrels ahead across the line again up to the Ulysses 46 on a 6-yard rush, first down Ulysses. And the clock really a factor now. Colby with just 2 opportunities to stop it with 2:03 and counting to play. Colby has not started 1-2. It would be their worst start since 2015 when they dropped their first 5 games of the season. Ball on the right hash, 1st and 10 from the 46. Ulysses set, watching the umpire make the count on the play clock. Direct snap, Vager, sweeping right. This time, Colby sniffs it out. They stack him up for a 1-yard loss at the 45, down to 1:20 and counting left. Loss of 1 for Vager, just the 2nd time he's carried for negative yardage tonight. Up to 158 yards on his 27 rushes. Colby has 2 timeouts, but not electing to use them just yet. The clock runs under a minute here at Denon Field. Single wing, heavy side is the right side, the short side. 40 seconds and counting in the game. Down to 35. Direct snap, Vager, sweep right. Vager with a hold. Vager down the far sideline. Vager shoved out of bounds with first down yardage in Colby territory at the 40-yard line. And that will do it. 15 yards on the run for Vager, the exclamation point. And with 30 seconds left, Ulysses can sit on it 3 times, and there's nothing Colby can do except stop it twice. These Ulysses Tigers, with their new look offense, felt like they should have beaten Hugoton last week, lost that game by a touchdown. They were competitive against Scott City in the opener. They're going to come away with a win tonight as Ben Scott takes a knee, and Colby does not look inclined to call any of their final 2 timeouts. They will not, and the final 15 seconds of this game are going to pass without incident. It will be a celebratory bus ride back home and a somber homecoming mood here in Colby tonight as the Eagles drop their 2nd straight. It is the first 2-game losing streak in the Reese McKinney era. It is a final tonight from Denon Field. Ulysses 28, Colby 22. The Farmers and Merchants postgame shows next. We'll hear from Coach McKinney and name a Colby Dodge Ram Tough player of the game. That's all coming up. You're listening to the Eagles on Radio on 100.3 The Ride.
Together, making a difference. Farmers and Merchants Bank supports locally owned businesses, farmers, and families. Community makes us what we are. Buying locally or volunteering. We are proud to promote the Colby area. Stop by either Farmers and Merchants Bank location, downtown or inside Dillon's, and see how we can help you with your banking needs. We have our roots where other banks have their branches. Farmers and Merchants Bank, member FDIC.
Don't just insure your stuff, strut your stuff with Strut Insurance Services. Darvin and his professional agents in Colby and Brewster represent a wide variety of insurance companies. They can personally shop for a specific company and policy that offers.
Well, that's the thing. I don't. Yeah, just tell somebody to bring up the blue